Okay. Let's see if everything's working. Looks like that's live. Cool. Cool. Just getting things together. Don't mind me. We're live. Fel, good to see you. Good to see you. I'm here. I made it. I'm a little drunk. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it. I don't need to really... honestly, I think I'm going to stop streaming on Twitch. I just feel like I get no return for investment there. So, you know, if you're on Twitch, spend money. Yeah. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Tell everybody. Oh, I didn't mean to put that there. Why the fuck did I do that? I'm a little drunk. Don't worry about me. All right. Let's do this. Don't worry about me. Don't actually go to Twitch unless you plan on donating, in which case it's going to go nowhere. Go to YouTube. Yeah, go to YouTube. Don't go to Twitch. I posted that there because I'm drunk. Don't go to Twitch. All right. Posting counterpoints. You didn't post on this. I literally just did. I literally, if you go there, you will see I am awaited. That's because I'm talking about this stream right fucking now. So actually, we are awaited. Now, why isn't my chat? My chat is wrong. It's not showing everybody. Hold on. What is going on here? Yes, Well is literally minutes behind. He's literally minutes behind. Bro hasn't even been here for the entire stream, yet he's coming on thinking he's like tough shit. I don't know. On thinking he's like, oh fuck yeah, I played some card games with some friends, some board games too. I won at Catan, so I am reigning champion of Catan. Some card games with some friends, some board games too. I lost one round of Exploding Kittens and then I won another. So let's fucking go. Literally the best. Did I already shamelessly self-promote? That's 11-12. Yeah, okay, I just did that. Let me see who's in the chill chat. Sin, I put your playlist on all night. How many hours you got left? Still plenty. Hold on. Let me see. Excuse me. I am so sorry. I'm wine drunk, which means apparently there are different kinds of drunk. I think when I'm whiskey drunk, it's like I'm angry. When I'm vodka drunk, I'm sad and I cry a lot and I pray to Lelouch v. Britannia. Allegedly. Bud, what is going on, my dude? Took a rest day today. That is fair. It's Saturday. You might as well relax. Had a hamstring delayed onset muscle soreness. You're going to get better. Absolutely. It just takes time. You got to massage that shit out on the hamstring. Do some stretching. You'll be good. You already know that. I don't need to tell you that. You know that. Did legs 2 days ago, upper yesterday? Well, that means you're going strong on legs, bro. It means your legs are responding. That's fucking goated. You want that shit. You want that shit. Hold on. There we go. Send that to my Bretta. Send that to them. Might send it one more people. And boom, posted, all good to go. Let's go. Enjoy the rest day. It's crazy how much rest days are needed. Yeah, dude, rest days help a lot. All right. Everybody loves to talk about how rest, like, you know, oh, I never do rest days, bro. I'm so fucking big. No, rest days, you need rest days. You gotta rest. If you don't rest, you're fucked. Woo! So does being wine drunk mean it's a lazy drunk online shopping for you like it is for my wife? No. Well, I don't know what it means, honestly. It just means that I'm a little bit more loose with the truth. You know what I'm saying? I just say shit. And I hope that I'm right. So ask me opinions on political things. We'll see if I'm correct. The more sore my legs are. Hi, Rachel. Hope you're doing good, babe. Kisses. I love you, wife. The more sore my legs are, it is a signal sent from my squats, deadlifts, and hamstring curls for my legs to grow. There you go. Based. Form is always improved after growth. The truth is, you hate me? No, I love you, Rachel. That's why I'm streaming. Remember, I'm streaming to make you money. This is all for you. This is nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with my, need for attention. I don't know. I'm a middle child. What can I say? Let's hit that record. We're going to record a little bit more beef footage. Sin Matriarchy. Let's go. Ooh. The truth is that I kicked ass tonight at 2 out of 3 of the games. So. Oh, so my wife. Not so my life. So my wife would not have to work. Exactly. Exactly. Bud knows. Bud knows. It's so my wife doesn't have to work. I don't want Rachel to have to work ever again. That's the goal. Okay, so they're telling me that I gotta do stuff for Excalibur, but that sounds lame. But I probably should do that. I got a new spell? New spell? Where's what? Oh, bow. Ew. Ew. I'm gonna sell that. My wife has a habit of Amazon randomness after a bottle of wine. Lol. We just have shit showing up the next 3 days that I have no idea she ordered and she doesn't remember. Based. Alright, so if you want to see the map where I'm at right now, I have a couple quests here. I need to go to the 1%, and I also need to repair the deck. You did some bounties? Nice. I did one bounty. I did the bounty for the guy that is here. I did that on stream yesterday. I think we, bled him to death because it was really easy. I need to pick up the rest of the bounties, though. I think I will. There are 2 things here. I see a Darkness, Silk Road. They're right next to each other. And then this is the part where you run away. I don't know what the quest markers mean. Those markers are different. And then, yeah, I have these 2 down here. So let's go do some fucking work. I'm gonna go turn in this quest. My wife has been doing Poshmark shit. I get to the post office every night. Oh no. Hey, did I already talk to you?
If you're here to see the healer, don't bother.
Okay, redhead.
There's a quack and a butcher who likes to watch people suffer.
Jesus. When it's closed so I can use the automated machine. Based. That's a serious accusation.
And I mean it. He's a know-it-all from Camelot, but the truth is, he
sorry,
doesn't know
guys.
shit.
I'm so sorry. My tummy is so burpy.
Academic types think they're better than us village.
Hold on. There we go. Now people can hear. Why do you say that?
I came to him with a toothache, asked him to make me something for the pain, and you know what he did? He said my tooth is rotten.
My tooth is rotten.
To get it pulled out.
You know, honestly, that sounds pretty painful, dog. I wouldn't want that either.
And I wouldn't trust him anywhere near my mouth.
You wouldn't trust him anywhere near your mouth? Huh?
Oswald's a decent blacksmith, but he's no good with teeth.
He's no good with teeth.
With one lad, it took him 3 tries before he got the right one.
Jesus.
I'll stick to my grandma's potion for toothache.
3 tries to get one tooth? I don't like the odds on that. If Herber would stop being such a dick and make it for me, just make it yourself, pussy.
Heber took the recipe from me.
Oh, he took the recipe from me.
I'm no good
Who
at
can't be doing that, Eva?
Said if I don't know how to make it, I shouldn't have it. And that he doesn't want some questionable homebrew medicine spreading through the keep.
Oh, okay, pussy. He's a pussy. I'll talk to him for you, bro.
You will? Oh, you're a lifesaver. Tooth saver, yeah? No matter.
Yeah, that's right. I just did that. All right, brother. Well, there's a quest for me. Last time on a different playthrough, I told him to go fuck himself, basically, and well, obviously he wasn't a big fan of that. I don't agree with Trump doing regime change in Venezuela. It is like we learned nothing from Iraq and Afghanistan. So, but for me, I don't agree either. I think doing regime change forcibly like that is wrong. I think it's bad. Fell. To that point, Fellrunner said, when I first played Morrowind as a kid, I would try to go straight to the leader, whoever, which I think is Vivek. But it's not the same Vivek. It's a different Vivek than the Vivek you all know. Which is why every time I hear the name Vivek, I think of a half-Chimer, half-Dunmer made god by the tribunal and not Vivek Ramaswamy, the potential Ohioan candidate? I don't remember that much. See? I don't even think about him. Anyway. Fellrunner said, when I first played Morrowind as a kid, I would try to make it straight to Vivek, that leader, and try to take him out to break the game. This is what Trump has done in Venezuela, which I agree with Bud. We probably shouldn't be doing regime change. I feel like regime change for regime change's sake is bad. It's definitely out of left field. It was not what I was expecting at all. The last thing, man, there's so many people here. Holy shit. The last thing I was expecting was Trump to just straight up like say, hey, yo, you know that thing y'all care about? Fuck it. It's wild. It's wild. Like, I've heard justifications. For example, my brother, who's pretty well versed in stuff, like he said like, oh, well, you know, there's a justification with like the DEA or something being there, which I guess fine, fair, whatever for that, but it's still wrong. Like, and my brother is not a Trumple at all. He's not a Trump head. But it's one of those things where like there might be some kind of like legalese you can justify, but it doesn't make it right. The Venezuelan people should have petitioned. If the Venezuelan people wanted it that bad, petition us, please. And then, you know, petition the United Nations or something. Obviously, the vote was fucked up, but like you can't go through and do that shit. Like, it's just wrong. It's just it's wrong. It's wrong. You can't do that. You can't unilaterally decide, hey, actually, fuck you and that country, because then why aren't we doing that to like Putin? Why aren't we doing that to Putin right now? Putin's fucking invading Ukraine. Oh, because he has nukes. Okay, sure. Well, I mean, we have defenses against nukes. Why aren't we taking out fucking North Korea? Like, there are other threats that we could be hitting. And I understand that, yes, Maduro is a bad guy. I'm not justifying Maduro. I think ultimately him being deposed is a good thing. I think that part of it is, yes, I don't trust Trump. I don't trust Donald Trump to use this bloating of the executive power that has happened really since Bush. Yes, exactly, Phil. Historically speaking, this was the most batshit insane out of norm move world leader could make, let alone the United fucking States. This is the, like, it's just insane. We shouldn't have done this. You can justify it legally, I guess, in terms of like United States law. You can't justify it in terms of international law, no matter what you fucking come to. I think it's just insane. I think it's ridiculous. And I think that we as a country are, we look crazy, crazier than we already did. Like, it's insane. It's insane. Also, military still operational, still could launch an insurgency against U.S. troops there. I don't know if we have boots on the ground. That's one thing I have not really kept up with. I don't know if we have boots on the ground or not. Yeah, dude, it's not the CIA. We use like the DEA. We said, oh, well, the DEA is there to enforce this arrest on a president of a foreign country who hasn't stepped foot in the United States. And the military's there too, but just to assist the DEA, and they're allowed to do that. So, like, essentially, all you have to do is say, well, you know, let's say you wanted to oust the Saudi government. Oil is a WMD because it's used to, you know, fuel machines of war that could potentially destroy things. So, therefore, the Saudi princes must be captured by the DEA. Well, I guess it's not the Drug Enforcement Agency, but we can, you know, fucking use the CIA, the FBI, the fucking NSA, whatever. It's a national security risk that oil is being sent from Saudi Arabia to the United States, so we have to take it over. There's so many different random little bullshit things we could do. Well, Weld QC John, I don't know if you saw, but we actually do have an end game. Sorry, I'm gonna go to real shit. I feel like we're not even playing now. We do have an end game. President Trump, you know, our glorious leader, God bless him, and may he die soon. I mean, what? President Trump said that he was, you know, we're going in there, and we, the United States, are going to enforce peace. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. So let's, you know, that's fantastic. It's just so fucking grace. It's so fucking crazy. It's ridiculous. They don't have the balls to keep trying this, do they? Phil, I don't know. I don't know, dude. We're in unprecedented times, in my opinion. I feel like there's, like, we could go a couple different ways, but I don't know. This is dumb. I'm no neocon like Connor. I will side with the liberals on this one. Yeah, but I'm So like Bud, you and I, we grew up, we're around the same age and shit, I think. I'm 29 turning 30 this year. So like we both grew up for like the war on terror and the aftermath. I think we both agree that like the idea of fighting a war for that long just sounds terrifying. It just sounds bad. It just sounds like we're doing, Iraq 2.0. This time in South America instead of the, this time we're doing it in the jungle instead of the desert. Woohoo. Enforce peace like how? Another 20-year insurgency. So, well, QC John, the exact wording, and I could be wrong, so please fact check me if I am wrong, but I believe it was Trump said that we are there to enforce peace until Venezuela has stabilized. Stabilization being whatever the fuck you want it to be. Not producing oil like they could have. Oh my God, Fel, that's crazy. Yeah, so, Bud, I think neocons would probably in general agree because Maduro, it was so bad. Like this is where I'm at. For the Venezuelan people, this is probably a net good. Whoever comes after Maduro at least has to put on the pretense of being pro Venezuela or it'll happen again. You can't do the narco shit because it'll happen again. But also, like, negative for the Venezuela, there's a power vacuum now. Nobody's filled that power vacuum, which means anybody could step up. If somebody says, hey, Trump, I'll give you a sucky $5, Trump's not going to say no to that because he said yes, historically speaking. Anybody who has said, hey, Trump, I will sing your praises and you're good. So whoever steps up for the negative for Venezuela is probably going to be a Trump dick suck. Otherwise, there's no guarantee that whoever it is technically going to be. Sorry. There is a good chance that the person is going to be better than Maduro for Venezuela, but there's a non-zero chance that they could be bad. It's just an excuse to give the army another uniform camouflage design and reissue. Probably. It's the jungle, not the desert. More Congress would enjoy talking politics with you, Sen. Got to get them on here. I'd love to have them. I mean, like, I think I could do like a political talk thing. I wouldn't mind that. I just don't know how many, how popular it is. It's kind of a late show. I'd have to also completely redo my channel, which I guess I could do. It wouldn't be that hard. I mean, I only have the one, and it's only like 130 people, so they could deal with it. Because I like talking politics. I think it's fun. I think it's interesting. I think I'm not super dumb, or hopefully I'm not. I can at least point out places on a map. Like, fuck, man, you put a map in front of me, even drunk right now, I could probably point out some places. But I think there's, I don't know. There's definitely there are pros and cons to this, obviously, but I think that for excuse me, so let's I'm gonna leave the pros and con list that I have going because I'm drunk, of course, so I'm gonna go everywhere. I'm crossed, actually. Haha. Going to a purely sorry, where was I going? I lost my train of thought. That's fantastic, Ian. Great job, Sen. You're great. No, real talk. I think with the big thing that I hate is that the same people like Dave fucking Rubin, or I'm sorry, not Dave Rubin, Dave fucking Smith, the epitome of a know-nothing retard. And please clip it, ship it, send it to him. I would debate him right now, as crossed as I am, on libertarian principles, and I would fucking win. I would win any day of the week because he's that fucking stupid. He is a dumb motherfucker. He's so bad. Hey, Yami, how's it going? How'd the bacon go, bro? How'd the bacon go? I hope it went well. I'm big chilling right now. But anyway, fucking Dave Smith was like, well, I guess we have to weigh the pros and cons of regime change. It's the fastest I've ever seen. Since when is killing a fucking world leader changing a regime? You don't just do that. It doesn't just end there. You have to do so much more. Underdid the maple syrup, but it looked good. Yummy. Happy for you, brother. Happy for you. Well, QC John said, a protein pancake based. I hope it went well, man. I hope it went well. You can always add more maple syrup, Well, QC John said, I didn't read or see much about what happened. I spent the day with the wife, then daughter, then probably soon-to-be daughters want to ask her to marry him. Boyfriend came over to shoot for a while. Oh, that's right. You said that she was teaching him how to shoot. That's awesome, man. How's it been going? That's great. That's great. That's fantastic. I'm so happy for you, dude. Sounds like you had a good day off off the internet, which is fantastic, brother. I appreciate that for you. I hope that went well. Let me see if I can pull up a good article on the invasion. Maybe we'll just talk about that tonight. I don't know. I got a lot of feelings. I got a lot of feelings right now. Ooh, somebody posted a meme. Let's watch. Let's see what meme it is. I don't have an X account because I'm not gay. Hold on. This is probably how it went down, guys. Oh my god. It's JD Vance. He's got the right. He's got his couch catcher. Watch out. No, you're bathing in oil. So that's probably how it went down. Jesus Christ. This is so fuck. I get it, you know, like if you're a Venezuelan, you're probably like you're still uncertain for sure, but at the bare minimum, like things look better today than they did yesterday, and I'm so happy for you. But for me as an American, I'm like, fuck, man. Stop using my fucking tax dollars to perform. If you're going to call yourself America first, then deal with America first, right? Take care of our poverty, do something about the healthcare, do shit that will make American lives better. That's fine. Do that. Don't go invade another country. Anyway, well, QC John said about the boyfriend learning to shoot, it's been interesting and kind of cool. He's not quite understanding yet how to get proper sight picture, but I can say he's now at least hitting paper at 100 yards. That's pretty good. He's learning, all right? It always starts with learning. It's hard. It is hard to learn to shoot, especially when you're older. I learned from when I was young, and I at least went shooting like once or twice a year for a while. So I feel pretty okay about like my shooting and stuff. Like I can put a bullet where I want it to go, you know? The tax dollars are being used to increase the profit of oil companies. Bud, you're probably right. I was more talking about the idea that we are spending our money, you know, our military and our DEA just went into another country to go steal some random man. Well, I guess he's not random. He's the president of the country, and he is a bad guy. Again, Maduro's a bad guy, all right? If you're sitting there in chat and you're typing up furiously, oh my God, Sen, I can't believe you would say that Maduro is a good guy. I'm not saying that, all right? He's a bad guy. And the Venezuelans are probably doing, like, way better without him, right? Like, the future looks probably pretty bright. But we didn't take out his vice president. We didn't take out his cabinet. We didn't take out anybody else besides him and his wife. So, like, who's going to step in power? Who's going to step in? If I were to venture a guess, it's probably going to be the people who were loyal to fucking Maduro. If I had to venture. If you want me to venture a guess. If you want me to... I mean, no one likes him. It's just crazy to kidnap. Exactly. It's crazy to kidnap him. It's the fact that we just kidnapped a man who is president of the country that we kidnapped him from. The Oppo lady? I hope so. I hope so, Fel, but I don't know if the Oppo lady has any kind of fucking... Hold on, let me I'm still making that by Tainted GRAIL now, of course. We're gonna put it in Twitch VODs there. And we're gonna save. Oh, I didn't change that. Unless the CIA bribes everyone, Bud, you could only hope. You could only hope. You could only hope that worked. Fellrunner, the Oppo lady, I don't even think she's in talks. From what I saw, she wasn't even in talks. At least Iraq was sold to us. Yeah, well, man, with Iraq, you had so much leading up to it. You had, hey, look, this is a bad fucking dude. All right, this is a bad guy. All right, but, you know, things are going bad in Iraq. They have WMDs. They have biological weapons. They're gonna kill you and your family just like they killed those people in 9/11. Well, okay, fuck. I guess we gotta go, right? I guess we gotta go. Like, we can't let people die like they did in 9/11. We said we'd never forget. So at least it was sold. You know, it was a believable lie to start off. Exactly. If you're gonna sell me bullshit, at least, you know, if you're gonna piss on my head and tell me it's raining, at least piss on it, please. Or at least, you know, have something like pause. 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 Pause that. Rewind. Cut that. If you're gonna piss on my head and tell me it's raining, I'm gonna be upset. That's it. That's what I meant to say. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Don't piss on me, please. No pissy woo. I don't want it. Let's go to news and politics. There we go. I did entertainment last time. That was wrong. I should have done news and politics. This is political. And then Twitch. I'm gonna stop. Do you guys think I should stop streaming on Twitch? Maybe stream on like TikTok or something? I don't know. I feel like, for one, I use OBS, which is fine, but my OBS sound quality is worse than my Streamlabs sound quality. So like, I feel like there's a difference there. Number one. Number two, I'm gonna run that ad. Number two, I feel like TikTok is just better for discoverability. And I don't know. We were able to hold our politicians' feet to the fire in subsequent elections based on their votes for Iraq. Right now, it's just, okay, Supreme Leader Trump. Exactly. Nobody voted for it. They just did it. It was just done. And I understand that, like, that's how it goes or whatever, but it's fucked. It's fucked, and I hate it. I hate it a lot. Oh, did that not save it? At least Connor got banned on X. He must feel so much better with the avoiding the mental damage on it, but I'm pretty sure he wanted to fight it out. I'm pretty sure that's what he wanted to do. No, you're kind of right. If you're gonna piss on my head and tell me it's raining, at least turn the sprinkler on so I can see the other water falling too. Yeah, okay. You got it, Weld. You got where I was going, Weld. I didn't voice it right because, you know, alcohol. But I'm glad you understood where I was going. He gets banned and no other degenerate streamer. Well, yeah, no shit. It's Connor, bro. He like fucking burned the fuck out of Kellyanne Conway or whoever it wasn't Kellyanne Conway. Who was it? Oh fuck, I can't remember her name. Anyway, he burned the fuck out of her. She was not happy about it. So, that was funny as fuck. But anyway, yeah, like I was saying, I think I'm gonna switch from Twitch to TikTok because Twitch doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Megyn Kelly, that's it. Megyn Kelly. Yeah, that's right, because she said that you know, fucking Abibophilia was like totally chill. Oh yeah, I remember. Okay, let's just get into it with an AP fact check. Fact focus. Trump repeats false claims as he discusses U.S. raid to extract Venezuela's president, by Melissa Golden. Let me see what she does. I wanna view my ooh. What a face. Sorry. Golden debunks, analyzes, and tracks misinformation for the AP. She's based in New York. Yeah, the pedophile sweeper. You're right, Fel. President Donald Trump on Saturday held an extended news conference to explain the U.S. raid on Venezuela to extract President Nicolas Maduro and his wife, at times veering off topic to repeat false claims around his initiatives. In praise of the military, Trump highlighted National Guard deployments into U.S. cities, making erroneous claims about crime in Washington, D.C., Chicago, and Los Angeles. Fun fact, my brother lives and works in D.C., and the side of DC that Trump had National Guard stationed on was the good side. It was the rich side. It was the side with the money where they didn't have to do shit. The other side, the side where my brother works, that was where there were kids driving motorbikes and shit, fucking things up. This is just great. Sen, well, QC John said, Sen, you are popping my V card here. Ooh. You are the first news stream I've listened to about this. Please use lots of lube. I'm just going off this based on vibes. So, if it goes well, it goes well. If it goes bad, get fucked. So, here's a closer look at the facts. Trump discussing the impacts of U.S. strikes on boats allegedly carrying drugs from Venezuela. Each boat kills, on average, 25,000 people. That would be fucking insane. That's an insane amount of people. Literally insane. I missed that. Trump has previously made, the facts. Trump has previously made this claim suggesting that 25,000 American lives are saved with every alleged drug boat the U.S. strikes take out, in quotes. But the numbers don't add up and sometimes don't exist. What? You're telling me right now, in the year of our Lord 2025, that someone like Donald J. Trump is lying? The President of the United States is lying to us? I would never believe you if I wasn't reading it from the AP, a trustworthy news source. Let's get that in a little bit. We're gonna pull you. Oh no, that's not it. That's fine. Let's pull you over here, chat, and then we'll do this right here. I'm trying to figure out how the fuck to do this shit. So don't be rude. But the numbers don't add up and sometimes don't exist. For example, people in the U.S. who die from drug overdoses each year are far fewer than the number of people Trump suggests have been saved by the boat strikes his administration has carried out since September. Didn't we have at one point, it was like fucking 300 million or like 500 million people were saved, which is like more than the fucking amount of people in the United States or some shit. Anyway, according to the latest preliminary data from the Center for the CDC and Prevention's National Vital Statistics Systems, there were up to 76,516 drug overdose deaths in the U.S. during the 12-month period that ended in April 2025, down 24.5% from the up to 101,000 for the previous 12-month period. The U.S. military has attacked at least 35 boats in the Caribbean Sea. So let's just real quick, hold on. Let me find my calculator real quick. Sorry about that. Because I want to do some math, because Trump is saying each boat we save how many? 25,000 people. So, okay, motherfucker, I put 25, but 25,000. 25,000. Let me put this up here. 25,000 times how many boats? 35 boats. Is 875,000 people who have been saved with drug. So hold on, let me do some math here. Divided by 7677676. So 11.43. We'll say 11.44. We'll just say 11.4. 11.4% of people. Or 11.4% more people than have died from drug overdoses have been saved. That doesn't make any fucking sense. That says kill, not save, Bubby. Hold on, you're right. Let me see. Each boat kills on average. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So out of the 25,000 people, we have bombed 35,000 boats, which means that allegedly, even though the drug overdose numbers are 76,000 deaths from April 2025, which is the other number I pulled from. Hold on, let me pull up my my calculator again. Sorry. Can I find the old numbers? Oh no, I fucked up. Anyway, my math checks out, I promise. So yeah, we saved like 800 million, which, let me just double check. Oh, sorry, I have my caps locks on. How many people? I can't spell when I'm drunk, don't be mean. How many people in the United States? What's that? U.S. Census Bureau says there are 343,000. So that is over double the population that has been saved, allegedly. 800 million people have been saved. I don't think that's right. I'm just going to be, look. I'm really bad at math, all right? I have never been good at math. I took remedial math all the way through high school, and then I had to teach remedial math when I was a teacher. It was bad. It was really bad. Obviously, we killed and then resurrected people for a while there. This is actually my fourth go-round. I've died like 3 other times. It was crazy. Anyway, using Trump's numbers, that would mean strikes have prevented... Oh, they already did it. 875,000. Okay, so I did bad math. Far more than the number of overdose deaths. I fucked up. MAGA supports open graves. I fucked up. I did too many zeros. I get it. Trump has started a new religion. I see it now. Exactly. This essentially implies the administration is saving more lives than would have ever been lost. Opioids account for 73.4% of drug overdose deaths in 2024. According to the CDC, State Unintentional Drug Overdose Reporting System, or DORS, that includes 65.1% illegally made fentanyls. While the boat strikes have targeted vessels largely in the Caribbean Sea, fentanyl is typically trafficked U.S. overland from Mexico. So we're not even killing the right drug guys. We're probably killing cool dudes who are selling cocaine that everybody loves. Fuck. Damn it. And then this is all just bullshit, essentially. Like, a lot of it is just fat. Let me see if I can find more from the Maduro stuff. Basically, to sum that up, Trump is saying a bunch of bullshit. He said a bunch of bullshit about crime in these various places where he sent the National Guard, which isn't true. It's just bad. So here is what really pisses me off, what I think everybody should really be upset about. Let me make myself a little bit smaller. I'm not that important. U.S. plans to run Venezuela and tap its oil reserves, Trump says, after operation to oust Maduro. Oh, excuse me. Fellrunner, I think what you're talking about is, and I'm gonna put it in chat, which is what you're thinking of is no new wars. You're thinking of no new wars, but actually it's no new wars. What was his name? Einstein something? Nah, bro. Nah, you're good. You're all good. This is, I haven't seen this. Okay, so those are some explosions and shit. That looks like some flares that fell. That's crazy. It's Caracas.
No, mira, yo vivo aquí en Chacao y hace como aproximadamente hora y media comenzaron a sentirse.
So that's a little bit more of a report. That must be it. From Fellrunner Bud said, "It is our oil of the big oil companies, not yours. We aren't going to buy it. We're going to steal it back." Yeah, like, dude, I don't know what the fuck to, like, it's just so stupid. Anyway, from Caracas, Venezuela, hours after an audacious military operation, audacious is an understatement. Yeah, it's so fucking, I smell napalm in the morning energy. But the greatest thing is, Fellrunner, is that Trump had bone spurs. That lazy motherfucker. He didn't even fucking serve any bullshit. That lazy ass bitch. Anyway, hours after an audacious military operation that plucked leader Nicolas Maduro from power and removed him from the country. Yeah, like, I love my military. Look, okay, hold on. We can all admit, all right, without like putting down the arguments, it's fucking cool that we were able to go in and go out and take, Nicolas Maduro and his wife that quickly and cleanly. That's fucking based for our military. Well done, military. Round of applause. Everything else surrounding it is pretty fucked. What it's going to do for the Venezuelan people, maybe, as long as things work out the way we hope, round of applause. But we don't know that's going to happen. And that's really the big issue. We don't know how the future is going to play out. And if you weigh all the odds and you game theory it out, there's a very real chance that shit gets worse or stays just as bad for the Venezuelan people. What is going to stop them right now today from going, hey, you, guy who we've never really talked to, the cartel still wants their fucking money, right? They still want their power, right? And we still fucking live here, right? So guess what? You're going to do what we want you to do, because if you don't, I'm going to find your wife and I'm going to kill her. I'm going to find your kids. I'm going to sell them into fucking slavery and they're going to work for me forever. You can still do that as the fucking cartel. And you can find some random asshole who has some kind of governmental power, but not enough to really put himself on the radar. And then you can make him president. And then you're right back to square one. That's a very real possibility. Another real possibility is, of course, that whoever gets into power has the Venezuelan people at their heart, and they make the country better, and it outshines and outstrips everywhere else in the South America, and it becomes the shining beacon on the hill for the rest of South America. That could happen too. But I feel like it's much more likely, since the cartel already has so much power and so much stranglehold, and we didn't kill anybody else. We didn't take the cabinet. We didn't take the vice president. We only took the president. like we could still wake up, you know, tomorrow and things could go just as bad. Yeah, exactly, Fell Runner, exactly. Like we could be swapping out one vicious, terrible dictator for another, and you know, we did it on American dimes. So, but on the other hand, again, he was a bad guy. He was a very bad guy. He was not a good guy, and whatever happens to him, I don't really care. I just care that we used way too much power, way too much executive power. I care that we used a lot, like whatever was left of our international goodwill is gone. And I care that we did it on our own. Yeah, basically, Fell Runner, basically. So Bud1239, Bud, I think they are. From what I understand, like the Venezuelan people genuinely have been oppressed by Maduro. Maduro has. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna look it up while we're talking. But Maduro election results 2024. Because I'm pretty sure he said he wasn't going. He didn't step down. It's like a who knows according to the government. So real quick, looking at Wikipedia here, let me once again zoom in on the page. Chose president for a 6-year term beginning on January 10th, 2025. The election was contentious, with international monitors calling it neither free nor fair. So, Maduro essentially, like in 2024, he ran a not a free, not a fair election, right? Having controlled most institutions and repressed the political opposition before, during, and after the election. He ran for a third consecutive term, while Edmundo Gonzalez represented the Unity platform. I'm pretty sure, and someone please fact check me, but I remember reading that there was another lady who was like really, really popular who got barred from running for the government, and got barred from the party for being in revolutionary acts when she was just basically saying like, hey, Maduro's kind of an asshole, and hey, maybe the cartel shouldn't be backing us. But again, one of my biggest problems, she was super popular. She sounded like she was really good. She's not in right now, currently, as of 1/3/2026, 11:53 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As far as I know, hedging as much as possible. She's not involved in the talks. She's not involved in the official United States government talks to like get her put into where she should be, which is elected. I think Eduardo Gonzalez is, but I'm pretty sure he was installed as kind of like a puppet. Maybe. We're going to read a little bit more. We're going to find out. I could be wrong. I don't know much about this guy. I know more about the lady who ran, was disqualified, and then won the Nobel Peace Prize. But let me see. In June 2023, the Venezuelan government had barred leading candidate. Yeah, this is it. Maria Corina Machado. She was the one who was like, looked like she was going to win like a total fucking easy W. You couldn't even fake this bullshit kind of win. This move was regarded by the opposition as a violation of political human rights and was condemned by the international bodies such as the Organization of American States, the OAS, the EU, and the Human Rights Watch, HRW, as well as numerous countries. So Maduro did fuck with this election. And then let me see if we can find more about him being like an actual like narco terrorist, like what is being stated. This was a politician, former union leader, who served as president of Venezuela from 2013 until his de facto capture and removal from the country by U.S. forces in 2026. That's crazy. We're literally 2 days into 2026. This is fucking nuts. He was VP under Chavez and Minister of Foreign Affairs from 2006 to 2012. I'm just scanning real quick. That's why I'm not reading out loud. I'm trying to see like. Okay, so he won the special presidential election after Chavez's death. And then he ruled Venezuela by decree after 2015 through powers granted to him by the ruling party legislator. So I can't remember her name, but it has some ties to the Solis cartel, and Maduro also has people in his administration, supposedly, is what has been stated. That sounds about right, well, but let's see. So let's see. There were shortages in Venezuela, led to protests in 2014. that escalated into daily marches, repression of dissent, and decline in Maduro's popularity. So the National Assembly was elected in 2015 and tried to recall Maduro in 2016, but was canceled by Maduro. He maintained power through a couple different ways, 3 different ways. Supreme Tribunal, which sounds like the Supreme Court, but maybe not. The National Electoral Council, and the military. I don't know what the National Electoral Council is. I'm not trying to go down a rabbit hole. Let's just keep working. Basically, there was a constitutional crisis and more protests. So there's nothing about Maduro. Okay, so Maduro was widely considered being leading authoritarian government characterized by electoral fraud, human rights abuses, corruption, severe economic hardship. Damn, 42 places. That's crazy. Maduro's administration, thousands of people have died in extrajudicial killings, and 7 million Venezuelans were forced to flee the country. So, another argument that MAGAs are probably going to make, if they're smart, any well-read MAGA, which is few and far between, but if they're out there, they're going to make this argument, and it's that, oh, well, by taking out Maduro, we're stopping the immigration flow from Venezuela, since 7 million have left since he came in power. Cool story, bro. We're still doing military actions, committing acts of war without going to war. We're still weakening the international law. We're still weakening the, bonds that are essentially very, very, reasonably placed on the executive branch. The reason why the legislative and the judicial branch exist is to put a leash on the executive branch. That's the whole fucking reason why the founding fathers decided we're not going to go with one branch, we're not going to go with 2 branches, we're going to go with 3. So that way, if one branch decides to fuck up, the other 2 should have the balls and the love of their country to step up and to say, hey, that's wrong, fuck you, stand down. We currently live in clown world where 2 branches of government, 3, really all 3, are fucking corrupted and bought out by the same dementia-ridden fuckface that is going to die before we fucking set boots on Venezuela, which will inevitably happen because now we're in fucking regime change again. Oh, man, but at least this Iraq has a jungle. At least this Iraq gets some rain. Yeah, so we have hearings about it, and the admin can tell Congress to fuck off in person. Yes, please. Please do that. Please do that. But TLDR, Maduro is a bad guy. Maduro is not a good guy. Even Maduro being a bad guy, even Maduro not being a good guy, doesn't mean that we should go in and do whatever the fuck we want. Because if we're going to do it to Maduro, what's going to stop us from doing it to anybody? What's going to stop us from taking Greenland? Like, what, are we going to go into Greenland next? That's fucking retarded. Jesus Christ. Hours after an audacious military operation that plucked leader Nicolas Maduro from power and removed him from the country, President DT said Saturday the United States would run Venezuela, at least temporarily, and tap its vast oil reserves to sell to other nations. Basically, we are literally strong-arming another country and saying, guess what, guys? We're going to take your oil. We're going to sell it for you. Okay, don't even worry about it. We're going to sell it for you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Oh, Jesus Christ. The dramatic action capped an intensive Trump administration pressure campaign on the South American nation and its autocratic leader, and months of secret planning resulting in the most assertive American action to achieve regime change since the 2003 invasion of Iraq. Legal experts immediately raised questions about whether the operation was lawful. We're going to read that next. Venezuela's Vice President Delcy Rodriguez demanded in a speech the U.S. free Maduro and called him the country's rightful leader, before Venezuela's high court ordered her to assume the role of interim president. Speaking to reporters hours after Maduro's capture, Trump revealed his plans to exploit the leadership void to fix the country's oil infrastructure and sell large amounts of oil to other countries. So literally, Trump just said, hey, guess what, guys? Yes, boo indeed, Patrick. Trump literally said, yeah, we're really only interested in the oil. We're interested in the money. A moment of silence for all of the men and women who died in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Iran to ensure that we didn't go back to a fucking oil field in the desert, but instead we went to an oil field in the jungle. Your sacrifices are not in vain. I will always remember you, but apparently the rest of our country is full of fucking retards who won't. So thank you for your service. Sorry you died in vain, bro. I really am. I really fucking am. In Game of Thrones, the King's Guard would just fight the other Council's Guard to exert control in a crisis. No idea what Congress is going to do except watch it all happen. Basically, they're just going to watch it happen. Like, I don't know what the fuck they're going to do here. I don't like... It's really frustrating. Where's Daenerys when we need her? For real. Oh my god. Just burn it all down. Fuck it. Burn the Iron Throne. We'll rebuild it. It's okay. I knew what you were talking about, Weld. I'm right there with you. I can't spell for shit right now. So also, it sounds like Venezuela has said the VP is obviously going to be the president, which means we haven't replaced the Maduro regime. We have simply... I'm just going to leave that minimized. You never know when I'm going to have to do some math. But we haven't replaced the Maduro regime. We've simply, like, just put Delcy in charge. So, cool. Cool. Vibes. Cool. Cool. Speaking to reporters hours after Maduro's capture, oh yeah, that's a large amount of oils, which, like, what the fuck? So we're literally, like, I'm gonna interpret this as negatively as possible, right? We didn't replace the regime, we replaced the namesake. Yeah, literally, Yami. This wasn't this definitely Joffrey in charge right now. No, for real. We didn't, like, replace the regime or anything. We haven't done anything. Someone go bake him a pie. I thought it was this drink. I'm not sure. I don't remember if it's different from the show. But if I remember right, it was like whatever little crystal Sansa had on her necklace. It's only a Fed post for nerds. True, based and true. But yeah, Yami, we didn't replace the regime. We replaced whoever was in power. That's all we did. We didn't do anything really of important. We did this big show of force. We exhausted any and all fucking, like, political, like, international political capital we had left. We didn't have a lot to do this, and fundamentally, we've changed nothing. Tomorrow, people are still going to wake up, and the vice president is still technically going to be in power. Tomorrow, people are going to wake up, and fundamentally, the Maduro regime has just changed to the Delcy regime, or the Rodriguez regime. That's all that's happened. It's still the same regime. This person, Delcy Rodriguez, is going to fight to get Maduro released. And the international stage has two options. You have two options here. Option one, all right? You say, fuck it, we're going to go with Trump because it's the United States military, so we don't recognize you. We're going to say whoever Trump recognizes. Some people are going to do that. Pussies are going to do that. Second is, okay, well, considering you know, the United States just did an act of war, a huge act of two huge act of wars. The first being the blockade. Three. First being attacks on what can be considered civilian craft. Second being the blockades on the oil fields. And then third being this clusterfuck. So those are three acts of war we have committed. Without a casus belli. We have no cause for war. We have no cause for war. So we've done three of those things. The international community, their second option could be to say, fuck you, we recognize this new Ladian regime, and now we're going to sanction the United States, which would be kind of crazy. But, like, we kind of deserve it at this point. Like, what's going to stop Trump if not the world coming together and saying, Anyway, I think in the book it's lamprey piety. Do I think that maybe because he spent like 2 pages describing the pie? Yeah, you might be right. It might be the lamprey pie. Let's see. Maduro and his wife, seized overnight from their home on a military base, were first taken aboard a U.S. warship on their way to face prosecution for a Justice Department indictment accusing them of participating in a narco-terrorism conspiracy. A plane carrying the deposed leader landed around 4:30 p.m. on Saturday at an airport in New York City's northern suburbs. Maduro was escorted off the jet, gingerly making his way down a stairway before being led across the tarmac surrounded by federal agents. Several agents filmed him on their phones as he walked. He was flown by interceptor to Manhattan, where a convoy of law enforcement vehicles, including an armored car, was waiting to whisk him to a nearby U.S. DEA office. Video posted on social media by the White House account showed Maduro smiling as he was escorted through that office by 2 DEA agents grasping his arms. He was expected to be detained while awaiting trial at a federal jail in Brooklyn, U.S. In Brooklyn, U.S. officials didn't immediately confirm Maduro was at the jail, but the same motorcade of vehicles that brought him to the DEA office from the heliport was seen arriving in the detention center Saturday evening. Move lacked congressional approval. Crazy. The legal authority for the incursion, done without congressional approval, was not immediately clear, but the Trump administration promoted the ouster as a step toward reducing the flow of dangerous drugs into the U.S. The president touted what he saw as other potential benefits, including a leadership stake in the country and greater control of the oil. It's the fact that he keeps talking about the oil. It's the fact that he keeps going back. The first thing he said, what was it, like a week ago, where he was like, we want Venezuelans oil, land, and assets that they took from us. All of these different things are just crazy. Republicans can be based and impeach him for this, and they're just going to cuck out 100%. Fell runner. Does a bear shit in the woods? The answer is yes. Republicans are about to cuck the fuck out. They're going to cuck out so goddamn hard that I'm calling it now that you could call it the cuckening of 2026 has already happened. Because they could impeach him. Because Congress wasn't fucking notified. There's nothing that says Congress was notified of this shit. And doesn't matter. Fuck you. Congress is going to do, I guess president can just do what they want. Unitary executive theory, baby. Kill me. And kill yourself. And I mean that. Not in a video game, in real life. Fuck you, ban me. I don't care. This is nothing like Iraq, besides the fact that it's just like Iraq. You're right. Actually, no. Fell. It's nothing like Iraq because it's in a jungle. Joseph Manak. Bro, you're the cuck. You're seething a dictator got handcuffed. No, actually. I'm seething that the executive is expanding so much. Because if there's something you retards don't understand, it's that an executive expanding is going to be bad, because if a Democrat gets in, they can do whatever the fuck they want. You dumb cock-licking fucking retard. They can do whatever they want. So instead of being a cuck to an orange fucking pedophile, think for a second, what could happen in the future? I want you to take this forward in your life, all right? Think, what could happen in the future? If I do X, what could happen? If I drink water, what could happen? Delicious. No, they won't, you fucking retard. The only people who are beholden to the fucking rule of law right now are the Democrats. All right? I'm sorry. I hate to say it. Look, I've been a lifelong right-winger. All right? And what I see right now is a bunch of fuckheads doing whatever they want to please their orange daddy, who is a pedophile. But chill. Thomas Massie would be on board with impeaching him, but the rest would bow the knee to Trump. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Anyway, back to the content. The legal authority for the incursion, done without congressional approval. That's a big thing. I thought you were a liberal. I was born and raised very conservative. I was raised in a household that was both liberal and conservative. So I've been more center for a lot of my life. But, I mean, I voted for Trump in 2016. I don't agree with it. I would consider myself still probably in the center, maybe a little bit more center right, but I've definitely leaned more center on a lot of things. My mind has expanded, bud. My mind has expanded. Fell runner, it won't be establishment Dems or centrists using this power. It'll be the yeah, exactly. It'll be the fucking commies. Like that's the problem. Is that the people who are going to use this power, the people that when the populism fucking pendulum goes from the right to the left, which it's already fucking doing, yeah, the people who are going to take the power are not going to be the people who are like, you know, good people, who are smart people. They're going to be the fucking commies. They're going to be the people who are going to go, hey, actually, I don't give a fuck about, you know, market capitalism. I love the idea of socialism, even though it's never really worked. Maduro got indicted in 2020. Who's going to arrest him in your hypothetical world? Joseph, how about the people of Venezuela? How about the people of the country rise up and do their fucking duty? Do what we did in 1776? You know, rise up, revolt maybe? Put your life on the line, pussy? I don't know, maybe something like that. But that's just me. A bear and the rabbit are shitting in the woods. The bear looks at the rabbit and asks, do you have a problem with shit sticking to the fur? Rabbit says no. The bear picks up and wipes his ass with him. That's funny. Fell runner, Dems have a lot to make up for driving their center-right counterparts away with identity politics. True. I fucking hate identity politics. But the right needs to realize there's not really such a thing as an extreme There is a thing. Sorry, excuse me. There is a thing as an extreme Dem, and it's not Kamala or Gavin or Shapiro or Kelly or Pritzker. Yeah, it's the fucking Hassans. It's the dudes who say, I want the capitalist blood to run red on the streets in a video game. Those dudes. Those are the people you need to be worried about. The people who really, really fuck with the Zoran Madamis and the Bernie Sanders. You need to be worried about them. Also, I do love that I love that little thing well, too. Whew. Anyway. The president touted what he saw as other potential benefits, including a leadership stake in the country and greater control of the oil. So, Joseph, real quick question for you, buddy. Why, if you are America first, why are we now putting ourselves in a leadership position in a different country? I feel like that is counter to being America first. Yeah, and the doobies that say they will take our voting rights away. Yeah, exactly, Val. Exactly. It's easy for you to talk about people rising up. You're a dork on YouTube. Joseph, what the fuck are you doing? You're watching me. It's a Saturday night. Yeah, you know what? You're right. I'm comfortable as fuck. But I go to protests. I participate in local politics. I participate in my state politics. I participate a lot. So, yeah, you know, I'm doing my thing. You don't live under a dictatorship. You're right. I don't. And you know what? I would hope that if I did, I would still rise up. I hope that I would. I think I would. I like to believe that. But that's okay. You know? I mean, when the rubber hits the road, we'll see. But if we ever get there, I'll be there. I'm not... Whoa, Chief. Joseph. First of all, you don't know me. You stopped in for like 5 minutes on a stream. You don't know what I talk about. You don't know any of my beliefs. You don't know anything. All right, buddy. First of all. Second of all, I don't have to LARP as a badass because I'm not here to like internet tough guy. I'm just here to talk. I'm chatting shit. It's true. And also, third, you should become a grill hottest, brother. Allahu Ak Barbecue. I'm an extremist in the idea that I just want to fucking grill. I don't want to wake up every day and think, oh boy, what did my president do today that's fucking retarded? No. New wars. Exactly. No. We're doing new wars. Exactly, bud. It's no. New wars. That's where we're at. Trump claimed the US government would help run the country, which is pretty fucked. Yeah, no, he's definitely new. I've never seen this guy before, which is cool. I like you hanging out, and I'll talk to you, man. I love having conversations. But I'm not here to act like a revolutionary. I'm here to say, like, hey, this is ridiculous because of our country. Like, this is ridiculous because the United States of America, like, we shouldn't be doing this kind of thing. Because we have before. I don't know how old you are. I don't know where you're from. But where I'm from and how old I am, I remember vividly Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan. I remember it all. And it was fucking shit. And I don't want to do it again. I don't think we should put our young men through that shit again. I'm aging out. I'm well aged out of the oh man, my brain farted. Sorry. I'm aged out of the draft for now, but I still don't want that to happen. I am new. I'm looking for streams to talk about what's happening right now. It is a big day. Absolutely. It's a huge day, bro. It's big. It's a big day. I think that, okay, because you're new and because I don't want to be a dick, let me reel it back. I'm going to be chill. First of all, Maduro is a bad guy. Maduro is a very bad guy. I think him being taken out, net good for the people of Venezuela, right? I can agree to that. Totally agree to that. For the people of Venezuela, double thumbs up, probably for them. I think that international law-wise, and then national-wise in terms of like the president's power, I think we've overstepped. Internationally, we don't technically have a casus belli, a cause for war, to go to do something like regime change in Venezuela. In Iraq and Afghanistan and Iran, there was the WMDs. I don't know. Again, I don't know how old you are. I don't know anything about you. But like the WMDs for Iran and Iraq, right? Like that was a different thing. It was different in that we were given justification, even if it was fake justification. It was totally faked. It was bullshit justification, but we were still given something. Here, it just happened. It was fentanyl is now a WMD. And even though fentanyl is coming from China and Mexico, like it's coming through land from China to Mexico and then up the border, we're launching strikes at Venezuela. Like, do you see where I'm coming from, I guess? Do you see like where, at least internationally, that's where my thoughts are. I want to take it one step at a time. So I have national and international. Let's start international. And Joseph, of course, not all foreign interventions are the same. Legal justification is these align with cartels who are being narco-terrorists. Yes, like, so there is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the DEA went in with the military, therefore making it technically like a law enforcement thing. That's kind of bullshit though. Like, just being like, let's be real, all right? If today someone came, or tonight, someone, well, actually, hold on, let me think about that. Let me think about how I'm going to go with that. I want you to catch up, and then we'll go with that. But yeah, they're calling them narco terrorists. I don't know. They fit the. They're definitely like narcotic gangs. Terrorists, yes, but they're terrorists for the Venezuelan people, not our people, right? Like they're not hitting. Those cartels aren't attacking us directly. It's not like Al Qaeda or ISIS. Well, I guess ISIS didn't attack. Did ISIS attack us directly? I don't know. I'm being pedantic there. But like, does that kind of like, again, I'm saying a lot, and I'm the streamer, so of course, I get to shoot shit off while you're fucking typing. So I'm gonna try to bounce back and pull myself back. If I misinterpret you, let me know, because I don't want to do that. Obviously, I was heated, and I made fun of your thing, but I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm gonna be chill. You're referring to Syrian adventure in Arab Spring. I was talking about the strike Trump did. No? What? No? I wasn't talking about the Syrian intervention in Arab Spring. Or are you talking about Bud? Oh, you literally said Bud. I'm sorry, dude. I'm not going to lie. I've been doing a little wine drinking. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The recent strike. Yeah. The legal, like, there is technically, you can find a legal indictment or a legal justification for just about anything under the supremacy clause. Well, no, maybe not the supremacy clause, but like the idea, what was it? It was like the war on terror doctrine. I don't remember what the name of the doctrine is, but you can justify a lot by making something a WMD, making something a terroristic threat. Yeah. I'll keep going through it. I know. I like this conversation. I think it's important to have this conversation because I think Joseph, and if I'm wrong, Joseph, on this, you think that it's justified because Maduro is a bad dude. And I agree with you, Maduro is a bad dude. He's a bad fucking guy. I don't necessarily agree with the method that we took to regime change, because I don't want to be part and parcel to another years and years and years and years and years of participating in a country that we don't really need, but because of our, fucking oil baron owners or whatever the fuck you want to call them, the deep state, whatever you want to call it, because of those guys, we have to be in, these shitholes sending our men to die. I hate that. Oh, he didn't make a stance. He's just saying legal justice. That's fair. Yeah, no, absolutely. There's definitely like I'm sorry, I keep saying it. There's legal justification. You can make legal justification. Anyway, Trump claimed the U.S. government would help run the country and was already doing so, though there were no immediate signs of that. Venezuelan state TV continued to air pro-Maduro propaganda, broadcasting live images of supporters taking to the streets in Caracas in protest. Although those images in protest could also be like pro-regime change, because from what I've seen and from what little I know, actual on-the-ground Venezuelans are very happy. And again, I said it earlier, not everybody was here. For the Venezuelans, this is probably a net good. So Bud, it does, but technically that's for war. That's technically for war. You can do military operations. I think there's like a limited time. Congress has to be informed. and then after it's 60 or 90, I want to say 60 days, Congress can cut it off and say, no more, this special military operation is done. Or they can say, actually, guess what? You can go do more. You can keep it on, essentially. That's kind of like what they can do with special military operations. I don't know if this counts. And that goes back to the legalese of it. As a law enforcement operation, I don't think that the supported Ron and Ran. Absolutely, brother. Hey, Joseph, you can fit into the cog, brother. The grill is large, and there's spots for you here. Used to be a Paulite, supported Ron and Ran. I still don't like foreign intervention. I don't freak out about it no more. That's fair. I mean, so I agree that you have enough, it's happening alarm bells, enough of those memes saying, I told you it was going to happen, and it happened, and then nothing ever happens. I get it. I don't think this is World War III. Let me be clear. This is not World War III. I just don't like the precedent that we're setting. The World War III alarmists have been wrong, and I used to be one. I like Ron and hate Rand. It's funny how that can work. I don't think this is World War III. I don't think we're about to see the end of the world with any of this. I don't even think Russia and Ukraine is going to end in World War III, honestly. We could get on that, but that's a whole nother can of worms that I don't have the mental fucking capacity to work at 12:20 a.m. But what I will say is that I just don't like the precedent we're setting. Joseph, can we at least agree on that? Or this is World War IV, weapon use, sticks and stones, exactly. Joseph, can we, and it seems like you do agree with me that you're not pro-intervention on most things. We can agree, I think, and if I'm wrong, tell me I'm a fucking idiot. You can say that. No ball twisting here, sir. I am the only person who has that power. Can we agree that one, yes, I was thinking about that too. Does he have to get Congress approval, or can they do forever intervention because of terrorism? So Joseph, actually, you and I, we just connected. I don't know if you felt that. I don't know if your brain felt that, but we just fucking connected. We connected there. Because you could potentially say forever, this is a terrorism issue. This is forever terrorism. And then we're in there operating in Venezuela forever. We might be taking their oil and making money and, make it rain. But then we're no better than any of these countries we want to stand against. Does that, am I there with you? Sorry. I know we're definitely connecting. I know our brains are we're mind melding here. I know you feel that. Congressional approval is required for full-scale funding. It's not required if it's considered a special military operation. It's only required from the commander-in-chief to give the order. Interesting. Thank you very much, Weld. So again, my fear is we're going to go into, this is a forever war. We're going to stay in it and we're never going to leave. I don't like that. I hate that. In fact, I will go so far to say major L to go into a forever war. I know, controversial, and I'm sure, Joseph, you agree, very controversial. Forever war bad. But this is one part that worries me, and I think everybody here kind of agrees. We're going to run the country until such a time we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. Yeah. We're on the same. I realize that the internet, people can get a little heated, and I'm definitely prone to that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be a dick to people who come in and have different opinions, because I think that's fucking lame. And I think the way for us to connect and for us to make America better is for us to come together and say, this is a problem, here's my solution, and you go, I don't like that solution, here's my tweak on it, and we go, yo, actually, there's a middle ground here that we can work on. That's what I want. That's what we should do. I need to do better with that. Joseph, thank you for coming in here and making me want to be better. But what I highlighted here, sent as part of the counterpoints. Yes. Let me go ahead and put him in. I'm going to shout him out. Counterpoints. I'm in there all the time. Or Valor Media Network. That is the other thing. Common spelling. But I just hang out in there. This is just something I do for fun. Sometimes I do games. I'm doing politics right now because it's big shit. And I have a degree in history education, technically. So my interests are broad and often autistic. But my big problem, again, is this statement here. We're going to run the country until such a time we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. That, to me, means, and this is my worst interpretation, right? This is the What's the opposite of a straw man? Whatever that, well, no, a straw man. A steel man would be the opposite. The weakest form of a straw man would be, this means that we're going to do it until we're satisfied. The Venezuelan people are, you know, pacified and judicious in the sense that it works out for the United States. That's me being incredibly negative. That's also me being, yeah, I'm being a negative Nancy. I'm being a negative Nancy. So it means this country is ours. Dat Dur, that's kind of where I'm at. That's where I'm at, and I don't like that. I don't think we should be doing that. I don't think that's what we should be doing. But extremely successful, that this extremely successful operation should serve as a warning to anyone who would threaten the American sovereignty or endanger American lives. I'm gonna fact check something because I saw something. Marco Rubio, Cuba, 2026. Because I saw something, 51st state. Yeah, exactly. Oh, fuck, that wasn't a lie. Okay, so I thought I saw some bullshit. This is the Hill. I don't know how you feel about these people. I'm not worried about the headlines. I'm more worried about I'd be concerned, because if we're going, and I'm gonna get to this, I'm gonna get to all of this. We're going late tonight, baby. It's a late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. But it worries me that we're not gonna stop here, right? It worries me that we're gonna go from, all right, well, Venezuela's taken care of, to, yeah, Joseph, you and a lot of my buddies probably agree that it's gonna be a nothing burger, and I don't disrespect that. I think that if you have seen a million times this X is Hitler, like, I don't know how old you are, Joseph, and I'm not trying to ask, but I vividly remember seeing, like, you know, the shit about Bush being Hitler, you know, which thinking now is fucking hilarious. That's just so funny. So, like, to hear that Mitt Romney with his binder full of women was going to be an awful person is just ridiculous. And it just feels like, I hope you're right. I hope you're right, Joseph. I hope this is a nothing burger. I hope that we come away from this and Venezuela is only better. My God honest prayer, all right, from the bottom of my heart, is that the people of Venezuela rise up. The people of Venezuela elect, you know, that, what was her name? I forgot her name. We read about her literally like 20, 30 minutes ago. I promise I don't just like proselytize. I actually do read stuff. My hope is that all of that works out for Venezuela. With all that being said, everything working out for Venezuela still means that the United States eroded some of the checks and balances. As Fellrunner said, it's the erosion of the rule of law of norms. Or the rule of law norms, sorry. It is very dictator-esque to say, I don't like that country, I'm taking it out. Very dictator-esque. And you know what? For people who want a strong unitary executive, that sounds based. I don't want that. I like the slow progress. I like the slow fight. That's what I want. I want Congress to pass laws. I want the executive to enforce the laws. That's me. Dat Dur, have you seen the videos on X of the debris that took out part of a highway near the base? Lots of videos of civilians in the crossfire. Going to war with our close neighbor is insane. I'm not on Twitter. Dat Dur, I can't fucking stand that shit. I hopped off Twitter, I want to say before even Elon bought it. I just got tired of it. I've seen some videos. I haven't seen everything though. There are some videos that like we didn't watch all of. Like there was this one here, that did have a pretty damning, like this is pretty wild. I don't know if this is at the base that Maduro is at though. I'll let the sound play. Spellrunner, I think, raises a good point. And actually, Dat Dur, this is technically not a war because we haven't declared war. So get fucked. No, I'm kidding. But people are gonna say that. Just be aware. If you go out on the internet and you say this is a war, that's an act of war, people are gonna say that's bad. And Joseph, the cat could have gone out of the bag with Bush or Obama. I can agree with you that either one of those two probably is where it went worse. All the drone strikes with Obama, Bush pushing things like the war on terror, all of that, definitely. I can agree with you. My thing, Joseph, my counter to that is if someone is shitting, like you're at dinner and someone is shitting in the chair, do you not say, hey, we shouldn't shit in our chairs, or do you join them, right? Do you shit in the chair too because, well, they did it first? That's where I'm at. I don't think that just because previous people have shat in the chair means that we need to shit in the chair too. I think we can, as adults, go, that's fucking wrong. We shouldn't do that. We should be better. And promoting being better, yeah, it's not sexy. It doesn't sell everything, but sex sells, anger sells, but speaking truth to power, being the person to say the buck stops with me and actually stopping the buck, I think would go farther. And I know you're essentially asking, when two sides are like about to draw, you're essentially asking one side not to pull up the gun, thinking the other side's going to pull up the gun. And I know. But I think that it's the way I was raised. I was raised with, a Catholic morality sense, turn the other cheek. So in my mind, it's better to be the person to turn the other cheek and maybe get burned. That's just me. Dad Durr said there's videos of civilian cars burned up too, and a family at a party with bombs falling near their place. It's fucked up. Way more civilians died than what's being reported. Dad Durr, if you have anything and you can post a link, please post a link. If the link doesn't post, let me know. Welch QC John said, I still say no one should be shitting in chairs. This is America. We have indoor plumbing for a reason. Well, I just shat in my chair, so fuck you. I was about to try to push to make a fart, to make a joke, but I don't think that would go well. Jason Mack, yeah, that makes sense. It's a respectful position. Joseph, again, I think a lot of people here, right? Probably everybody here can agree on a lot of different things. And I think one thing we can all agree on is that we want America to go back to a point where, yeah, we have disagreements, right? Maybe you don't want universal health care, and maybe I do, and this is hypothetical. Maybe I do. But at the end of the day, right, we can talk it out and we can come to like a middle ground solution where we don't have just a government funded healthcare, but we have government healthcare and we have, regular healthcare. Well, I don't mind modding and then unmodding people, but by the way, it's fine for me. But like we've gone so far away from being like normal fucking human beings that I hate it. I hate it and it sucks. But I can make whoever mod, if somebody wants to share a video, I can make you mod and then you can post the link and I can unmod you. If it's Rick Rolls, I'll laugh. If it's porn, I'm gonna ban you. There you go. Fell Runner said, my chair is a porcelain toilet on casters. That's based. Datster, as long as it's not like, murder porn, we can play it, man. I don't mind. I'm small enough now that I feel like I'm gonna fly under the radar. But until we get that, let's keep going. Trump said it, we're going to run the country until such a time as we can do a safe, proper, judicious transition. Trump said it at Mar-a-Lago News. Yeah, that's right, because the American sovereignty or endanger American lives went to the Marco Rubio base. There's debate about public option that would have been public and private. Obama campaigned on it, then abandoned it. Fell Runner, we are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame. I don't actually know the song. I've never heard it before. But Joseph, I'm only 29. I'm turning 30 this year, which makes me kind of a baby, but not such a baby. All right. But I remember some of the debate about the public option. I don't remember a lot though, because I was going through like high school when that shit was popular. So of course I was more focused on, picking up girls and wrestling practice than I was on making sound political judgment calls. But yeah, there was a lot of backlash there, and it makes sense. We're still, you're coming off of the neocon. No, neocons are in power at that point, or coming off of power. You have the Tea Party. Wait, hold on. Yes, Tea Party split. I'm just trying to make sure my ears are right here. Sorry. But how do we know it's real and not AI? I don't know. Can AI generate? I guess AI could theoretically generate like military footage. The question would be, who would take the fucking time? That'd be a lot of time. I was eating my first black pills back then. Yep, that makes sense. That makes sense. Oh, hold on, Datter. Let me mod you, and then you can post links. Wait, can I not mod you from here? How do I mod you? Where is? Because I'm just gonna do that so you can do this real quick. I don't really care. I'll ban you if you fuck with me. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. I didn't want that. Sorry. I've never had somebody actually come in and say, "Hey, yo, I want to post links." So you got to give me a second. I'm going through all of the hardest ways to get to my live chat. Grok can generate some good military AI footage. Loss of PDF military. Crazy. You mean EDF? IDF? Where is add as moderator? You're gonna be a standard moderator. That should work. Let me know, Datdur, if that doesn't work. But congratulations. You're a mod now. Don't fuck it up. You should be able to post links. We'll click on it. We'll read it. We'll see it. No, you mean PDF. Okay, that's fair. All right, just making sure. Maduro and other Venezuelan officials were indicted in 2020 on narco-terrorism conspiracy charges, but the Justice Department released a new indictment Saturday of Maduro and his wife, Celia Flores, that painted the regime as corrupt, illegitimate government fueled by a drug trafficking operation that flooded the U.S. with cocaine. The U.S. government does not recognize Maduro as the country's leader. Trump posted a photo on social media showing Maduro wearing a sweatsuit and a blindfold on board the USS Iwo Jima. Damn, that's crazy. All right, let's see what this is. Let me pause it. First, let me put in my headies. We'll turn on the sound. If this gets me banned, it's been nice knowing you guys. I'll be back eventually. Grok has X-ray vision too. Oh yeah. You can. Yeah, Grok is okay. Real quick, hold on. Quick tangent. If you're going on X and you are making photos of people that is sexual images, you are going to get sued. If not sued, I'm pretty sure it was made like a federal, maybe not a federal crime, but it's definitely a crime in a lot of places. Don't do that. Don't be fucking stupid. Be smart. Anyway, back to this. Let me, okay, turn it up. Let me. But I'm going to tell you right now, this shit is not AI generated. This shit is not AI generated. It's way too pixely. Oh, fuck. Oh my god. That's close. Dude, that's really close. Holy shit. Damn, dude. That's dangerously close to people, but I mean, I don't know how late this is, though. And I don't speak Spanish. Let me rephrase. I haven't had enough tequila tonight to speak Spanish, so I can't help you. But that is really close. That doesn't. So, Datdur, real quick, you said something about civilian cars burned up too. So that was the family. That was the video of the family at the party. That's crazy. That's crazy. There's a family there. All right, Yami. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by, brother. It was great having you here. Have a good one. Be good. Kisses. Mwah. Dude. Well, that's why I don't even bother. That's why I don't even bother. But sorry about that. So those strikes fell, I'm guessing, were to soften up Venezuela, like they were to soften up that air base, because he was at a military base. That's what the article just said. Just said. I don't know. Time kind of loses all meaning when you're a little faded, a little drunk. You know what I'm saying? But they did say something about him being at a military base, so likely the strikes were to soften the military base to then land and then kidnap the guy. Again, total asshole, bad guy. Maduro bad. For anybody watching, Maduro bad. Yeah. Operation followed a months-long Trump administration effort to exert pressure on Venezuelan leader, including a major buildup of American forces in the waters off South America and attacks on boats in the Eastern Pacific and Caribbean accused of carrying drugs. Last week, the CIA was behind a drone strike at the docking area believed to have been used by Venezuelan drug cartels, the first known direct operation on Venezuelan soil since the U.S. began strikes in September. Does anybody know if we gave, like, Maduro any kind of ultimatum since we started doing the buildup of American forces? I think we did. I'm not saying we didn't. I just want to know what it was exactly that we were looking for before we started doing like the strikes. Before we took Maduro, what were we saying? Hey, you do X or we'll do Y. That's what I want to know. If anybody can find it. If you can't, that's cool. That's like a personal thing. I want to know if we gave them an ultimatum, because I feel like if you don't give people an ultimatum, right? If I were to go to my wife, I am married. Look at the bling. If I were to be really upset at my wife and I didn't tell her why, and then I was like building up in this scenario, I guess financial options to leave or something, and then I just did it, like that would be kind of fucked up because I didn't communicate. In international politics games, you should probably do the same thing. You should probably communicate. That's just me. Oh. Excuse me. Bud, thank you very much for that Fox News headline. Trump gave Maduro an ultimatum to flee Venezuela as land operation looms. And that was November 30th. It has been well over a month. We're now in happy 1-4, everybody. We are 4 days into the new year. Congratulations. So I guess the ultimatum was leave, or we'll make you leave. It's not much of an ultimatum, but I'm not the guy with the business masters. I just have a science degree in education. Bell Runner, you know how people accuse the IDF of being like way OP and stronger than Palestine and just using way more overwhelming force than Palestine could hope to use? That's actually true here for US versus Venezuela. Yeah, basically. Uh-oh, sisters. A Twitch bot. Guess what? Fushigi! Get banned. All right. No more Twitch bot. Oh, I need to take away mod powers too. My bad. Unless, of course, Dur, do you have any other things you want to share with us before I unmod you? Because I don't want to like unmod you and then you be like, oh, I actually had like 3 other things I wanted to show you. I just don't want to do that to you. So let me know if you're good. I'll unmod you. It's fine. He told Maduro if he agreed to leave, he would give him safe passage to Turkey. That's weird, because Turkey is like a NATO member, and we could still probably technically ask them to extradite. I don't know Turkey's laws about extradition, but you could probably extradite from Turkey to the United States. I don't know. I'm being a negative Nancy. I guess if you wanted to celebrate, you know, yay, ding dong, the Venezuelan witch is dead. Okay. Wait. Oh, okay. So Fellrunner, when we ran it back, right? I said, oh, those explosions that we just watched, I said, oh, those are probably at the military base. Those attacks seem to have been at the Capitol. So we attacked at the Capitol, and then Caracas, which is like a part of Venezuela, we'll say a state of Venezuela. Maduro is like, and I don't have, okay, so 20 kilometers is, I'm gonna measure it using my eyes. So it was about 20 kilometers away. These explosions happened from where he was actually captured. I don't like that. That's weird. Why were we attacking the Capitol and not? What? Wait. So we weren't. Hold on. So we weren't softening up the military base. We were just attacking the Capitol. Okay. Whatever. All right. It's another day. Another day, another United States military intervention trip. Bell Runner said, wait, he said no, and that's why they went in. So strong, such power. Wow. Yeah, I know. Well, QC John said, I remember reading that and thinking, why Turkey? What the hell has Turkey got to do with it? Yeah, Turkey, I don't know why Turkey, honestly, unless Turkey doesn't have like an extradition thing. Because if Turkey doesn't have extradition, then that's one thing. But if they do, that's kind of stupid. Turkey is weird. They're NATO sometimes, but they do stuff that is not very NATO-ish. Joseph, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Like, for example, they send over Hassan Piker to be a political commentator. That is not very NATO-ish. That's not very NATO of you. Ha ha ha. Joke, joke, joke. But not really. But I know what you mean, Joseph. Like, they're pretty repressive, like, on their people, which is pretty un-NATO. They definitely, like, they're super repressive on the Kurds. Like, they fucking murder the Kurds and shit. That's not very NATO. You also have, like, I can spell his name. I can see him, and I know they call him a roach. Erdogan? I can't say his name, sorry, but if you know, their leader, Turkey's leader, is like a pretty oppressive kind of guy. So you're right. They are NATO, but they don't act like it. Like, they're not, like, showing up being their best NATO selves. The U.S. did not extradite that cleric that Turkey and Erdogan claimed to be responsible for the 2016 Erdogan. Okay, I got it. All right. Thank you very much. I read the names. I can spell them, but words no good. Words no good. Words bad. U.S. did not extradite that cleric that Turkey and Erdogan claimed to be responsible for the 2016 coup. Interesting. Interesting. So, well, Bud, the U.S. didn't extradite that cleric to Turkey? I think that's what you're saying. I just want to make sure. I just want to be clear. In which case, I guess then technically Turkey could say, fuck you, we're not going to extradite Maduro. So it's an RPG name. I got to. I have to. I have to, obviously. Well, all Turkish names are just like really RPG names if you get down to it. You just have to read them like you're, you know, a elf with butter in your mouth or something, like peanut butter in your mouth. Erdogan. Erdogan. You're really licking the upper part of your mouth there. Okay, so Maduro had decried prior military operations as a thinly veiled effort to topple him from power, which, like, no shit. We literally asked for you to step down on November 30th. We said, get the fuck out or we'll fuck you up. So, like, yeah, no shit. No, they didn't. We didn't say, like, hey, stop beating your people, like, feed your people. We said, fuck you. Cough up a lung and you have any German name. I think that's bullshit, but if you do... Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, fuck. Maybe you're right, well. Taking place 36 years to the day after the 1990 surrender and seizure of Panama leader Manuel Noriega following a U.S. invasion, the Venezuelan operation unfolded under the cover of darkness early Saturday as Trump said the U.S. turned off almost all of the lights in the capital city of Caracas while forces moved in to extract Maduro and his wife. Okay, all right. That makes sense. Now it makes sense. So we made the capital go dark. So I'm assuming while you have the first wave, you make the capital go dark. The capital blacks out because of all the fucking bombs you sent. And then the second wave comes in, lands at Fort Tuina, picks up Maduro, and gets him out. Okay, now it makes sense as to why we did the whole capital attack there. I guess. I still don't like it. None of this I like. I don't like any of this. But I like also learning, like, military shit, so that way when it happens to me, I can cry. 999! Ich bin ein Berliner! Let's see. Turn off almost all the lights in the capital city of Caracas while forces moved in to extract Maduro and his wife. General Dan Kane, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and the U.S. forces, had rehearsed their maneuvers for months, learning everything about Maduro, where he was and what he ate, as well as details of his pets and his clothes. We think, we develop, we train, we rehearse, we debrief, and we rehearse again and again, Kane said. Not to get it right, but to ensure we cannot get it wrong. Based America. Okay. All right, guys. All right. It's bad to do military operations when you don't have Congress to give you approval. We should not justify a king. We should not say, lol, at least he's funny to a king. That's bad. That's bad. And you all know it's bad. 2, it's kind of really fucking badass that we were able to go in and capture this dude in the middle of the night, basically just kind of like, you know, fucking around. Obviously, we didn't fuck around that hard. I can live in both worlds. I can live in both worlds, right? I can live in a world where I want Cuckris, as Fellrunner just said. I want Cuckris to do their job. But also, I can live in a world where it's really fucking cool that the United States military did this shit in the dead of night. And I hate that. I hate that I think it's cool, but it's also really kind of cool. All right? Crucify me, kill me, put me on the cross. It's okay. I'm a profligate, whatever. That's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Just a little bit. Just walk with me. Walk with me. Okay? Walk with me. Follow me into the darkness. It'll be fine. The darkness. If only we had these capabilities in World War II, it would be over before it began. Yeah, but, well, because of World War II, we have these capabilities, so... Oh, that's not me. That's me. Hold on. Because of World War II, we have these capabilities, so... Joseph, thank you for your sub and your like. Believe it or not, some of us are actual, like, we have principles. We just kind of don't like when, you know, government does shit that they shouldn't be doing. So, Joseph, I appreciate the sub, brother. If you see a bunch of gaming content, just know the streams are probably not going to be that. I need to actually focus up the content, and you might be the person who makes me do it, so I'll be looking out for you, Chief. But I'm not a pinko. I'm not a commie. I actually fucking hate communists. I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of the government, 30 out 30. But I'm glad you came, brother. I'm glad you came. I'm glad you subbed. I'm glad you liked. And I hope you come back again, because we, well, I don't know. I'm trying to build more normies, bro. I know it's not as fun. It's not as fun to see crazy people going, actually, everything X person does is wrong, and Y side is always right. But I just can't do that. I literally, from the time I was born, was exposed to both sides. So, like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Unless you really pay. If you pay me, I'll do it. But I'm not going to be happy. We are anti-tank sappers. Absolutely. Well, QC John said, well, technically, if I had congressional approval, we wouldn't have gotten either Bin Laden or Saddam, because of those were both SOF operations under executive direction. That is true, Weld, and that goes back to the idea that we have those, like, special military operations that we can do. But we can't do special military well, actually, let me take it back. The executive branch can technically do a special military operation whenever the fuck they want. Whatever the fuck they call it. I don't remember. Under Bush's, like, war on terror doctrine, right? We do whatever the fuck we want there. But Congress has, and I don't remember if it's 60 or if it's 90, but it's one of those two. It's either 2 months or 3 months, essentially, to approve or deny the funding for the rest. So they can say, hey, you had your fund for your 60, 90, whichever one days, get the fuck out, you're done. Or they can say, actually, we love what you're doing so much, keep doing it. That's the congressional approval. Technically, if Trump had gone through the right channels and sent Congress this stuff saying, hey, I'm doing this, y'all can approve or deny, doesn't matter, it would have gone back probably to when he started the strikes on the drug boats, right? So you start the strikes on the drug boats, that's when the special military operation begins. It ends with taking Maduro. That would be a way for this to happen, for me to still not be a big fan. I'm not going to be jumping to joy, oh boy, but I will at the very least say, okay, fair enough. He went through the proper channels. He did what he should have done, you know? Fellrunner saying, I'll say what I've said like 12 times so far about Trump. If it's successful and it leads to peace or prosperity, then I'll be the first to praise him. Still waiting. Exactly. I want to eat crow. All right. Let it be known. Clip it, ship it. I want to eat crow. I want to be wrong. I want to be so fucking wrong. I want to look back in the next 3 years and go, bro, I was a fucking retard. I should have voted for Trump, bro. He saved the world. Everything's better now. I just don't think it's happening. I don't think it's going to happen. I think using my historical knowledge, historical inference, is the VP in Russia, the Venezuelan, not JD? I actually don't know. We were reading, and I saw her name. Let me go back up. I want to Google that. Because I do know, Joseph, that Venezuela was in close ties with both Russia and China. That's Maduro. Maduro is in New York in a jail cell. Unless, of course, you're talking about our VP. In which case, our VP might be fucking a couch right now. You never know. Haha. Funny. Let me see. Delcia Rodriguez. That's her name. Oh, VP. Yeah. No, he's in a Delcia Rodriguez location. It's probably not going to have anything, but I'm going to try anyway. You never know. in Russia, 4 sources say so. 16 hours ago, this is pretty relevant. We're gonna keep the U.S. plans to run, but something fog of war. Exactly. Joseph, you are correct, sir. It looks like the Vice President Rodriguez is in Russia, which, to play a little bit of devil's advocate, a little bit of geopolitical, soup bowl or whatever, geopolitical soccer, we'll call it, even though I never played soccer, fuck soccer. If one side, if one team fucks me over, I'm probably going to go to the other team. That being said, probably wasn't the smartest move because now we're going to take her too. So I hope she, says her prayers or whatever. It's kind of fucked up. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be fucked up, but it's true. Venezuelan Vice President Delcy Rodriguez is in Russia. 4 sources familiar with her movements said on Saturday after President Donald Trump said President Nicolas Maduro has been seized by U.S. forces after an attack on the country. Her brother, Jorge Rodriguez, head of the National Assembly, is in Caracas. 3 sources with knowledge of his whereabouts said. Interesting. Delcy Rodriguez appeared in an audio message on state television earlier in the day calling for proof of the life of Maduro and his wife Celia, while Jorge Rodriguez has not appeared since the attack. He was in Caracas, so there is a chance that he could have been hit, but I think if he was, they would have used that already. So Joseph, thank you for that new information, sir. I appreciate you. I appreciate you doing that. That's some top tier fucking shit there. Okay, so we already read that. Honestly, I think we've kind of gotten the gist of it. It looks pretty bad. Okay, so these are some of the aftermath. It looks like we hit a container at Guerra at an airport. So were these really targeted? She's told protesters to take to the streets. So if that's true, she kind of shitted her bed. So much for her being a successor that plays ball. Oh yeah, no, dude, she's fucked. If she's saying, hey, take to the streets in protest, for Maduro, she's probably fucked. What I've seen, Joseph, and I can't verify any of this because, again, it's all from the internet. Any motherfucker can say whatever they want. I could be lying to you right now. I could actually be streaming live from Russia. I'm not, I promise. You can dox me, I guess. You can dox my location. You'll find that I'm squarely in the United States. But I've seen a lot of people from Venezuela saying that Maduro being gone is like a positive. Like for the first time in a long time, they feel like there's a future. That's where this becomes, all right, how much of my feelings is me being upset about the, how much is this me? How much of this is me being upset that are the United States rules and laws and norms are being infringed upon? If you are Shuma Ima Bisa, what can I say except I'm not actually American? No, I'm kidding. I am American. I was American. God, I love this country. That's why I'm so passionate. But anyway, there are a lot of people who are saying they're from Venezuela, that they're passionate about Maduro being gone and that they're happy and they see a future. If that is true, then this will go down in history, and I will be one of the people who say, you know what, I was wrong. It was actually pretty based. This will go down in history as being the turning point for Venezuela to be a better nation. The thing I keep going back to is this could also be the turning point for Venezuela becoming the 51st state. And I don't want that. I don't know. They're a little far to be the 51st, if we're going to be honest. Also, that means that Greenland would have to be the 52nd. I don't think they'd take that. Jokes aside, there are multiple ways this could go. Obviously, it could also result in nothing ever happening, which is prone to happen all the time. You never know. You never know. It really depends on how the international community responds. If the international community responds with, hey, we're actually totally fine with this. This is fine. Well, I love that. If we're being bamboozled, he's sitting in Romania. Dog, you think they got maps this big in Romania? Fuck no. Oh man, I don't have anything that I can prove to you right now. I have my water bill. I'm not showing you that. I'm not showing you that. I have it right here. I'm not doing that. But I promise I'm American. But yeah, going back to what you said, Joseph, if she's not playing ball, dude, she's fucked. And I hope the Venezuelan people are the ones who say, hey, we don't want to play ball with you either, bitch. And they pick it was the lady who won the Nobel Peace Prize. I hope they pick her, because she seemed to really have like the Venezuelan people at heart until she was, ruled to be disqualified. She seemed to be the good, the best egg, I guess we'll say. I don't see an comrade, they found it. Sukabliat rush me. I don't have any American flags because I suck and they're all upstairs. They're hanging outside like they should be, not touching the ground. Any that have touched the ground, I fold and burn ceremoniously because I'm a good American. Bitch. Video obtained from Caracas and an unidentified coastal city showed tracers on smoke clouding the landscape as repeated muted explosions illuminated the night sky. Other footage showed cars passing on hills as blasts illuminate the hills behind them. The videos were verified by the Associated Press. Elaney, Maduro kidnapped? How? He's a grown-ass man. Dog, unironically, my friend, like, we go back and forth, we talk politics or whatever. Is that a big heart on Russia on your map? You shut the fuck up right now, Fell Runner. You shut the fuck up. All right, I hate Russia. Russia's gay. Zoom in every country and said future Russia. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Ban him. Someone ban him already. Jesus. But Elaney, he's a grown ass man, but he got man napped, bro. He got man napped. Bud said you're going to jail. Trump banned flag burning. You fucking got me, dog. This is it. Burning the flag respectfully, properly disposing of the flag, I'm fucked. Hello, Russians and soon-to-be Russians. I guess that's how it works now, dog. You can't escape it. Oh, fuck. Oh, don't make me laugh too hard. You're gonna make me cry. Hello, comrades. Oh, no. Oh, no. Fuerte fuo. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. I'm not a comrade. Not really. I'm actually very, very staunchly anti-communist, but that's okay. We're not talking about that right now. Videos were associated by the videos were verified by the AP. Smoke was seen rising from the hangar of a military base in Caracas, while another military installation in the capital city was without electricity. Okay, so going back to those strikes that we looked at earlier, it makes sense now because I went back and forth. At first, I thought the strikes were at the military base that Maduro was at, and I was like, oof. You could be anti-communist, but you also have to be anti-capitalist. Can I be pro grill? Can I be pro I just want to grill? I just want to wake up and not have to like scrounge the internet to see like what the fuck is going on. Can I be pro grill? Can we do that? Because we'll do that. Won't the international community just deadlock? Some will agree, like some disagree, dislike, stalemate, result, nothing happens. The UN is always felt lame. Elaney, you can't afford food to grill under capitalism. But then I have to wait in the lines for my meat to grill under communism, so I think I lose, you know? I actually have, bro. I eat eggs every day, and it fucking sucks. I hate it. I'm gonna have to start doing powdered eggs or something, and I can't do that. It's gonna kill me. So like fella, I'm convinced all major world events will just be stream content for bored viewers. That I don't want. I don't want that. That sounds like hell. That sounds like hell, Fel. But Joseph, I feel like yes, the international community might deadlock, but again, I'm a big believer of like slow incremental change. If we're going to push forward, we should do so in such a way that we are trying to maximize good outcomes, minimize bad outcomes, and you can't do that by pushing really, really quickly. Even then, yes, the international community might fight and disagree and stuff, but like the only way that we're going to get to my perfect future where we're all traveling in space, banging, blue alien babes, or possibly committing, space acts of terrorism. The only way we're going to get to do that is if we all come together and decide that, we want to be like peace loving and shit. And I don't think that's going to happen without an alien invasion. But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about America's invasion of Venezuela. Ooh-wee. So, blue alien babes. I might have played a little bit of Mass Effect when I was a kid, okay? Fuerte? Don't matter. Would you say that the greatest time for America economically was 1940 to 1970s? I don't think so. I would have to run the numbers because I'm a numbers guy, Elaney. I'm not a feelings guy. I'm a numbers guy. I think my personal favorite, of course, because I have the nostalgia, is, the early thousands, because that's when I was growing up. But then you have the housing crisis in 2008 that totally fucked the economy. So honestly, I don't know. I don't know the answer. And that's why you can trust me, because I will tell you, I don't fucking know, because I don't. You're Gen Z too. Okay, so yeah. So we're probably about the same. I don't think the 1940s to the 70s was necessarily the greatest, because there's a lot of different turmoil and shit that happened. You do have, the wealth was more spread out and better for the boomers. The boomers had a lot of opportunity that came from the post-war economic miracles that happened after World War II, because we decided to not just give people shit, but we rebuilt, you know? Yeah, Laney, yeah. The tax rate was like 90% for the highest. And then it started lowering and lowering. Post-war economic miracles, yep. Real quick, Weld QC John, truthfully, the deadlock is going to depend heavily on who is in power and whether the media likes them or not. Yeah, basically, Weld. I mean, like, media, that's why they call media like the fourth wing or whatever. It's because without it, you kind of can't win. Excuse me. I've been chatting a lot. I've been talking a lot. Saying a whole lot of bullshit. And y'all been listening, and I appreciate it. Yeah, oh, dude. Millennials know how to black pill so fucking hard. We're so good at it. Congratulations, you're a progressive economic supporter now. Was that all it took? Because, I can say that I think that people should probably pay more. But I can also say that I think we need to use our taxes wisely. Really what it comes down to when it comes to taxation, besides the meme of it being theft, ha ha ha. I've come a long way, all right? I used to be really libertarian. I've come a long way. Taxation is necessary for a society to function in the year of our Lord 2026. I hate to say it. I don't know who all out there still, honest to God, believes that we can function without taxation. Too many people, too many mouths to feed. There's too much of a social safety net already built up. We got to do taxes. It has to happen. I know. Shoot me right now. Put a gun to my head. Do it, pussy. Do it. Anyway, we should really, like, if we want people to be okay with more taxes, we need to show people where their taxes go. That's true, Fel. Yeah, Doge did put the lie to the idea of government misuse of funds, and Doge didn't really find shit. So, anyway, Joseph Munak, said Europe was destroyed and third world not developed at that time. I don't think we'd get that again. The tax rate has always seemed like a red herring, but the high union rate probably helped. Yeah, definitely. Europe was definitely destroyed. We weren't really we were focused on maybe, and this is me being like super rose-colored glasses to say that, like, oh, maybe Northern Africa, because there were campaigns there. I don't think we were, though. I think it was mainly about Europe. It was definitely like the rebuilding was in Europe, and then Japan, of course, where we personally stepped in and guided the rebuild. High union rate probably does help, because unions ultimately are the only thing between the people and the business, and it's just a bunch of people telling the business, hey, we're gonna do what we can. Because I don't remember where I heard it from, but basically if you're a worker for a company, you're trying to get the most amount of money out of people for the least amount of hours, for the most part, unless you like really believe in the mission. But that's like that's an outlier. Anyway, so you have like those kind of outliers, but statistically speaking, for the norm, most people are there to work to get enough money to, provide for family if they have it, provide for their own housing, all that kind of shit. All that being said, the idea of a union being the interperson between the individual and the company itself is really good, and we should go back to being pro-union. Everybody should be pro-union, because everybody should be looking out for themselves and to make themselves better. Something I heard whenever I was doing my student teaching before I became a teacher and then stopped teaching was that you should always be voting for whoever is going to help you out. Like, where you are in life, you should be voting for the people that are preaching something that's going to help you. But that's just me. Delaney said, when there was no tax regulation like the libertarians want, we had that it was the Gilded Age, and they had worse working conditions than gulags for children, and Victorian London, which were worse health conditions than the Black Plague. Having small children crawl under the heavy machinery in loud, hot environments, libertarianism. Elaney, have you considered that those tiny children yearn for the mines, and that's why Minecraft is so popular? I'm just putting it out there. I'll give you time to respond. Fellow runner, gulags didn't make people under 14 work. I'm not a communist. Fellow runner said there can be bad unions, but corporations have the worst track record for worker rights and compensation. I agree. Some corps are great, and the exploitive ones that need unions. True, which is why probably the baseline should be just join a fucking union. They're objectively both bad. Elaney, based. Fellow runners, you're probably mad at me. Union demonization on Dems as much as Republicans. While Repub started running right to work, Dems started turning away from trades. True. Well, true. Both sides are culpable for culpable for making us, taking us where we were, putting us to where we are now. Both sides did that shit, 100%. I am not gonna sit here and lie to people and tell you that, you know, oh well, one side is 100% always better than the other. They both suck. Both sides suck, but only one side currently right now is not advocating for us to go into Venezuela. So I guess to pull it all back to where we were, what we were talking about, that's something. Minecraft is popular among everyone because you actually get to build something after you mine. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So what you're saying is we need to send the children into the mines, and then we need to have them build the iPhones from the materials they make. Elaney, I think you just became libertarianism's CEO. Everyone give it up for CEO of libertarianism, Elaney, for revolutionizing the child mining industry into the child mining and production industry. Thank you. Sorry. The joke was there. I had to make it. You understand. If nothing else but for their incompetence and sheer cockery to the oppo. Yes. New phones. Exactly. Fuerte gets it. Fuerte in Twitch. You understand. That's what it's all about. I don't think I can ever forgive Dems for letting Trump win twice. I blame them harder than the Republicans. I was expecting to hear you tell me to fuck off for that. No, I agree, Fel. Like, you can't run an opposition worse than the guy who was eating the cats and dogs, you know, and then expect to win. Like, it just, whole thing sucks. Anyway, under Venezuelan law, Rodriguez would take over, from Maduro. Rodriguez, however, stressed during a Saturday appearance on state television that she did not plan to assume power before Venezuela's high court ordered that she assume the interim role. So that's interesting. So she said she wasn't going to do it, but now the high court said, no, you have to. But I guess that's what they're supposed to do. Like, their job is to make you do what you have to do, even if you don't believe it. Absolutely. We know who deserves the man-sized grill and who does not. There's only one president in Venezuela, and his name is Nicolas Maduro Moros, Rodriguez said. Have you seen what they do to miners who try to take some diamonds home? I have, Elaney. It's fucked up, and it's evil. I don't agree with it. I think it's bad. Some streets in Caracas fill up. Venezuela's ruling party has held power since 1999 when Maduro's predecessor, Hugo Chavez, took office, promising to uplift poor people and later to implement a self-described socialist revolution. Moros, more like moron. Hey, yo, Joseph with the slam dunk from fucking downtown just came up, broke their ankles, fucking slammed it on him. Holy shit. Fucking Moros, more like moron. Holy fuck. I love that. Reading the writing on the wall, Moros. Holy shit. Maduro took over when Chavez died in 2013. 2018 re-election was widely considered a sham because the main opposition parties were banned from participating. And then in 2024, electoral authorities loyal to the ruling party declared him the winner hours after polls closed, but the opposition gathered overwhelming evidence that he lost by a 2-1 margin. That's crazy. That is fucking crazy. I am not from Philadelphia. You got to go a little bit more south to find me. The darkest corner, you mean Alaska? Damn, I'm not gonna lie, that grandma's pretty badass. I might be being mean by calling her a grandma, but she's pretty badass. Chicago, no, but I can do a pretty good fucking accent, I'll tell you what. Depends on if you think that's a Chicagoan or not. I can kind of go all over. That's more of a Boston. That's more of a Boston accent. I'm also not from Boston. I'll let you keep guessing. In demonstration of how polarizing a figure Maduro is, people variously took to the streets. I was like expecting like voraciously, I don't know why, to protest his capture and to celebrate it. These are pro-government armed civilians. Okay. That makes sense. She looks like a boomer grandma. Tennessee, a little bit more south, Cuba. Fuerte, shut the fuck up. They're going to find me. Marco Rubio's going to come to my house and kill my dog. Jesus. Tennessee is a little too north. As I said us, Alaska is incorporated U.S. Okay, fair. So, Washington State, not the city. Alabama, you wound me. How dare you? I should ban you from my chat for ever saying that. Alabama? Do I look like I fuck my cousin? Look at me. Do I look like I fuck my cousin? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Don't you fuck. You're allowed to answer, but it better be the right one. Okay? Ooh. No, I can read. I can read. That's a good guess, though, Eleni. You're going west. You can keep going west. I don't know if you'll find me there, but you can keep going west. This is fun. I like this. My Chicago sounds like Upper New NYC. Well, I just do accents. It just comes to me, all right? I played a lot of D&D. What can I say? As a protest in Venezuelan capital, Caracas Mayor Carmen Melendez joined a crowd demanding Maduro's return. Maduro, hold on! The people are rising up! The crowd chanted, "We are here, Nicolas Maduro! If you can hear us, we are here." Earlier, armed people in uniform, members of a civilian militia, took to the streets of Caracas neighborhood, long considered a stronghold of the ruling party. That sounds like people who are not a fan of Maduro. In other parts of the city, the streets remained empty. Hours after the attack, some areas remained without power, but vehicles moved freely. How do I feel? Scared like everyone, said Caracas resident Norris Parada, who sat on an empty avenue looking down on his phone. Venezuelans woke up scared. Many families couldn't sleep. I don't blame them. The funny is, you have the absolute wrong accent for where you are from. Yeah, oh yeah, I know. That's the best part. My father is from the north. My mother is from the south. Neither one really had an accent. So now I just sound like, I don't even know. I don't know what my accent, do I have an accent? Do you consider this? I just consider it like normal. Oh, Eleni, you hit me. How'd you get it? How'd you get it, huh? Huh? I thought the Bama thing was going to get it, honestly. But yeah, you got me. I'm from Georgia. It's actually in my Twitch description, I think. It may not still be there, so. You could have read, but you didn't cheat. You guessed, and I appreciate that. And your prize, you had to open the CIA database. I thought so. I thought you had to, like, pull it in. Your prize is a round of applause. Everybody, round of applause. Eleni, you're the real one. At one point, in Doral, Florida, that's crazy. Oh, that's the largest Venezuelan community in the U.S. People wrapped themselves in Venezuelan flags, ate fried snacks, and cheered as music played. At one point, the crowd chanted, "Liberty, liberty, liberty." That sounds like people who are expats. If you are going away from Venezuela, you're probably leaving because of the Maduro regime. So I can imagine that, yeah, you'd probably be screaming liberty, liberty, liberty because you ran away because fuck Maduro. That makes sense. The greatest threat to democracy is free and fair elections. Eleni, true. We have to have managed democracy. Yes, that's why we do regime changes, exactly. Although, Eleni, to be fair, again, this is why this, to me, is a little bit more gray than black and white. Maduro, twice, in 2018 and in 2024, as we read, did not have fair and free elections. So, there were a lot of groups that said it wasn't fair and free. But I do agree that we shouldn't be doing regime changes willy-nilly. If the United States is going to flex its muscles like this, it should be in extreme situations. I don't know enough about how Venezuela was prior to this for me to say, oh, this was justified, oh, this wasn't. But yeah, I don't know. This is weird territory. It's about the human rights violations. Yes. Well, I guess I want you to define a little bit more what you mean. Oh yeah, that's true. Fell Runner, every single child I've ever heard, every toddler has a regional U.S. accent. If you guess where, you are the GOAT. True. No matter where the kid is from, they have this specific U.S. accent. Oh, fuck. Huh. It's kind of like a little Midwestern, right? Or is it Northeastern? It's one of the two. That's I'm locking in Northeastern. It's about not pumping enough. You're right. We're just dumping. We're not pumping. We're just dumping. Let me scroll up. It has nothing to do with human rights violations. America has backed Israel unconditionally, and Netanyahu is like the worst human rights abuser of this century. I'm going to have to look into more about what happened to the Kurds, but I'm inclined to agree with you because what started, in my opinion, Eleni, as a response to a terrorist attack quickly escalated into a giant fucking slaughter that shouldn't have happened. About oil, I could agree with that. I could believe that. And then Joseph Manak said, Maduro has the cool outfits, though. He's one of the least wacky dictators. Those guys used to give keynote speeches at the UN. They would just make fun of us, and we had to listen. We were going to miss out on that. Damn it. You know, if there's one thing we could have more people talking about how shitty we are. I guess it would happen. Boston accents are toddler accents. Going to the car wash? I guess so. I don't know. The only Boston thing I can think of is car. Or what, chocolate? I can say chocolate. Oh, I love chocolate. That gets me going in a Boston accent, see? The Kurds have been treated poorly, but Palestinians look worse than Hiroshima after sunrise on 8:15 a.m. on August 6, 1945. Ooh-wee! Eleni, that's a spicy meatball. That's a spicy meatball. But also, I think you're right that Palestine does look worse. Well, hold on. I'm conjuring images in my mind right now. I don't know if you guys can make mind palaces, but I'm making a mind palace comparing the images of Hiroshima and Nagasaki that I saw versus the images of Palestine. They're both really bad, guys. In my mind right now that you guys can't see, they're both pretty bad. Philly's too highbrow. That's funny. But yeah, the Kurds have probably not suffered nearly as much as the I'm not gonna hedge it. I'm gonna hedge and say I don't know. I don't know which is worse, but they're both bad. Both bad. Guys, crazy. I'm gonna say something controversial. Something maybe a little too normie pilled for you. Both are bad. Both should not happen. Just like toddlers. True. Questions of legality. Some legal experts raised immediate concerns about the operation's legality. I'm not a legal expert, but I was definitely concerned. The UN Security Council, acting on emergency requests from Colombia, planned to hold a meeting on U.S. operations in Venezuela on Monday morning. Oh, well, that's... Okay. So... Colombia... You can't find the difference, Fel. You can't. That's interesting. I don't like that. I don't like that. That just further to me is more unilateral power. It's more siphoning away the soft power that the United States has in favor of hard operations. I don't know. Israel was like, look how surgical we can be. We get this Iranian military guy without any civilian casualties, and the mainstream media glazing the fuck out of their precision strikes. Okay, so you can do tactical strikes while Palestine look the way it does. I mean, I'm not going to get super into the Palestinian shit just because we're technically not really talking about that right now. Right now, we're focused on Venezuela. But I agree. That Palestine was kind of turned into a fucking war zone wasteland, and it probably shouldn't have been. So... Once you get 4 octaves about necessary speaking voice, it does become more distinct. That's fair. But yeah, I guess the to steelman the argument, Eleni, against the argument against yours, Arizonian. Okay, fair. 60% buildings flattened, I heard. Not that precise. Let's look up the numbers. How many buildings flattened in Gaza? We're doing specifically Gaza because West Bank is different. Jesus, 15. That was November 11th, 2025. Wait, are those different? No, that's 130,000. 40. Okay, so about 60% were destroyed. Probably more, realistically. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. Also, Eleni, I've never heard Arizonian being my accent. I've never heard that before. Thank you. I'm gonna have to reevaluate some things. I'm gonna have to call some people. I have, though. Well, I guess you know. I guess you would know better than me. I have no accent. Ah, there you go. That's it. That's how you know. But yeah, Joseph, definitely not that precise. Not as precise as it could be. The Steel Man, sorry, I was going into that and then I totally lost track. But the Steel Man to the massive bombings is that, oh, well, you have the underground tunnels that were built for Hamas, not for people, not for the Palestinian people, but for specifically Hamas. Even then, I don't know, man. You can't look at what Gaza looked like in like 2019, 2020, and then look what it looks like today and not feel really fucking bad. Unless, of course, you are like, you know, one of those people who's just like heartless, I guess. I'm gonna be mean and say you're heartless. Maybe you have, you know, different feelings on it or whatever. But I feel like you gotta be kind of fucked up to see that shit and just be like, whatever. 50% Southern accent, 50% Northern accent, exactly, bud. I'm completely in the middle. Sometimes if I get enough whiskey in me, I might sound like this, but I normally don't talk like that, so. But again, the UN Security Council being already going to meet in Colombia on Colombia's behalf about this, and then us doing our own thing anyway. I don't like us who, and it goes back to World War I and World War II. The whole reason that the League of Nations failed, taking time to clear it, it's all fucked. Yes, essentially. Because the League of Nations failed because the United States was not involved. The UN succeeded for as long as it does, or it has succeeded for as long as it has, because the US is involved. We should be, when it comes to these kinds of things, we should be involved with the UN, even if the UN is slow and they don't always agree, because I would prefer that we don't have a bunch of countries doing whatever the fuck they want, because we live in a world where, you know, anybody could potentially make a biological or nuclear weapon and fuck us up. But that's me. This is so funny. Do we have a cleanse break? Hold on, let me see. Arizona accent. You better not be fucking me right now, all right? Let me hear this.
Oh, gosh. Here comes Jack with his thick Arizona accent. What's up, guys?
True. True. True, that's me. That's me, Elaney. That's me. Holy fuck. Where'd you find that? Where'd you find that, huh? How'd you find me? Oh my god. Holy shit, I do have an Arizona accent. Anyway, lawmakers from both political parties in Congress have raised reservations and flat-out objections to the U.S. attacks on boats suspected of drug smuggling near the Venezuelan coast. Congress has not specifically approved an authorization of the use of military force for such operations in the region. That is actually fucking gold. Connecticut Representative Jim Himes, a top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee, said that he had seen no evidence that would justify Trump striking Venezuela without approval from Congress, and demanded an immediate briefing by the administration on its plan to ensure stability in the region and its legal justification for this decision. The Maverick will always be my Arizonian. There you go. Okay, so that kind of ends it. That was a really long article. It took me forever to get through. TLDR. This strike is pretty out there in terms of recent U.S. foreign policy. The other thing it is we are also, you know, going to be running Venezuela for a bit, I guess. I'm not looking forward to that. I don't like the sound of that. We'll see what happens. How long is this read? Nice politics and news stream, sir. Thank you very much. We're trying to... Look, man, if nobody else is going to do it, I'll fucking do it, okay? I'm tired. I had a long day. I did a bunch of grass touching, but here I am, up late for you people, because I love y'all. Let's go to the Marco Rubio, because there was a statement that was made in that last article that made me think of what Marco Rubio said earlier today. How do you have a map but not know geography? I know geography somewhat. All right. I know just enough geography to formally teach students from 6th grade till 12th grade about it. So, Phoenix was pretty hot. Fell Runner, the congressional districts in Venezuela are all worried, or really worried, yeah. Name any country and I can tell you the location. Oh, yeah? Well, where is Tunisia? Boom. Tell me that one. Riddle me that, Batman. Africa. Well, fuck, you got me. Holy shit. Northern Africa? Hold on. Hold on. We're going to go check. We're going to go check right now. Elaney, are you right? Where's Tunisia? That's Lesotho. All right. That's what I was originally thinking. Maybe I don't know countries. That's Togo. Eritrea, Egypt. Tunisia. You're right. Right next to Algeria. Look, man, it's been a while since anybody has asked me. They have pretty doors. Damn. You know way more. All right. Okay. I'm going to assume you're not Googling that. You just know that shit. That's fucking sick. Use that power for good. Don't use it for evil. All right. If I see you doing GeoGuessrs, I'm going to cry. Also, you should never stick your dick in crazy. So, Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Fuck. Okay. All right. Hold on. I used to really like Marco Rubio, man. That's why it was a while ago, but I really liked him. I went to his one of his political rallies in 2015. I was a Rubio Rough Rider, we'll say. I don't think he had a name for his guys. Yeah, that was fucked. Tunisian doors. Her and Scarlet Witch, I don't know how reality continues to function. They're epic. All right, I'm going to look them off stream first. Okay. Not to say I don't trust you, but I don't want to be wrong. Hold on. Doors of Tunisia. There are no images. Oh, those are pretty sick. Hold up. All right. Okay, I'll bring this back. It's not that I don't trust you. It's just that I don't trust you. Those are cool as fuck. God damn. Shit, I want a door like this. I think I want this door. I like this door here. I don't know why, but it speaks to me. That's cool as shit. Elaney, thank you. Now my wife is going to make me make that for our house. I'm going to be fucked, dude. I'm going to be so busy. I'm not going to be able to stream on weekends anymore. The Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, on Saturday warned Cuba's leaders that I'd be concerned following the United States capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro during an attack earlier in the day. Bro, Elaney, sometimes we have white doors that we want to paint black. You know, we have black doors, we got red doors. I can think in my neighborhood right now, I've seen a couple green doors. Those were kind of cool. But yeah, those are some lovely fucking doors. Those are some nice doors. I'm going to have to go to bed soon. My wife probably misses me. Rubio spoke to reporters at a press conference at President Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida. Why? No, I'm just going to keep going. Fuck it. I'll never get through it if I stop every time I get mad. The secretary accused Cuba of being run by incompetent, senile men, and in some cases, not senile, but incompetent nonetheless. Okay. He claimed Maduro's guards in Venezuela's whole spy agency were full of Cubans, and that this poor island took over Venezuela. What the fuck? You liked Robot Rubio. Bud, in my defense, I was like 18. I was a baby. It's been 11 years. All right? It's been 11 years. Yes, I made bad decisions when I was a kid. Yes, I voted for Trump in 2016. Yes, I regret it. Incompetent equals Casus Belli. Write that down, Fuerte. You're correct. If not for the incompetence. I fucking... Sorry. Just let me... I have to recover, like, my mental shielding every now and then. Hold on. I'm going to recover my mental shielding real quick. I'm going to take a shortcut. Bud, you're right. But that doesn't change the fact that I like him sometimes, okay? He wasn't perfect. He had tiny hands. But damn it, he was Catholic, and I thought that was cool. Elaney, I liked when NBC was like, random explosions in Venezuela, we don't know where they came from. And I was like, really? Yeah, I mean, like, with all the fucking posturing, the only thing I could think of was, oh, the United States is invading. Yeah, Chrissy was like, nah, you had your chance, Marco, you blew it, and that was the end. I'm not gonna lie, all right, if there's one thing, Trump might have tiny hands too, true, but, like, I just remember where I thought Marco was doing good was that he was, like, he was trying to inspire that old conservative, like, kind of feel, right? But he lost me in that rally that I went to. It's the only political rally that I've been to in person. He lost me because he started talking about Trump's tiny hands, and I was like, that's kind of gay. I don't want to hear about that. Trumps have grabbed women. Trump is... It was either Bill Clinton or the horse, Elaney. It was Bill Clinton or a horse. I don't know which one. It depends on who you ask. I'm going to say, my money's on the horse. But yeah, Joseph, Chris Christie, all right? Hate him as much as you want. Think he's a scumbag, whatever you want. That motherfucker will put you in the dirt if you are not careful. If you can't beat Christie, he's gonna fucking his big fucking 400-pound frame is gonna somehow judo flip you into fucking next week, and the next thing you know, you're gonna be sucking off Trump in order to stay politically relevant for the rest of your life. Ah, and you refer to my hands. If they're small, something else must be small. I guarantee you there's no problem. I guarantee. Ooh, is your name Mark Rosario, perchance? No, it's not. That was a good guess, but no. None of those wait, some of those letters are in my name, but not where you think you're going to find them. So, you know. Bud, good fucking pick. Let's see. So I'm confused as to why Rubio is claiming Maduro's guards in Venezuela's whole spy agency was full of Cubans, except for now our Casas Belli, fuck, where was it? Like Fuerte Fu, like we were saying. Like you were saying, Fuerte, I guess the incompetence is going to be our Casas Belli for Cuba. Okay. All right, guys, I want you to walk with me. All right. Let me preface Caucus Belly just cause. Let me preface this by saying I don't agree with the United States invading countries and doing regime changes. I think it's cringe. I think it might even be, if you're going to walk with me, because you're already walking with me, I think it might be a little gay, and not in like a cool way, like in a ooh kind of way, you know, not like a ooh gay people are gay or like ooh kind of way, but like ooh that's gay as in lame, not gay as in loving men. There's nothing wrong with that. I personally love tons of dudes in a very, very totally straight way. Don't tell my wall husband, please. He'll divorce me. Anyway, I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, yeah. I forgot where I was going with that. I made too many preferences. I hedged too much. I hedged so much that I lost my path. If it comes back to me, I'll just go into it, and you guys know I'm hedging. Anyway, the worst part of these doors is setting them. We did a church remodel when I was growing up, and holy crap, getting those doors level and shimmy correctly so they shut proper. I was No, I feel like you were irrationally enraged. Well, that would piss me the fuck off too. Where was it? What was it? There was something triggered me to go on that rant, and then I just totally lost it. Hold on. We'll keep reading, and if I find it, I find it. Let me scroll in a little bit more. There we go. All right. Whole spy agency were full of Cubans, and this poor island took over Venezuela. In some cases, one of the biggest problems Venezuelans have is that I remember now. Okay, all right, I found my thing. So if this is like the United States' attempt at like reinitializing the Monroe Doctrine, that doctrine, your regime change, you said it was gay. It was pretty gay. I'm about to change your life. Have you tried peach tea? Hooray! Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. I have tried peach tea, actually. Peach tea is fucking amazing, Eleni. It's fucking great. Regime change. You said it was gay. Regime change is gay. Thank you very much. That's the second alarm that doesn't go really well with the first alarm because I fucked up and I have too many things set up, and that's on me. I'm a bad streamer. I used to stream a lot, then I stopped, and now I do it again. Anyway, I appreciate the follow. So if this is like our attempt at reigniting the Monroe Doctrine, number one, I don't think it's going to be successful. Number two, I could see that being a justification. I just don't think it's right. Yeah, exactly, Weld. Like, I kind of have to love everything peach. If I don't eat a peach cobbler every day, we have government agents that come by, and if I don't eat a peach cobbler every single day, they make me, and if I refuse, they put a bullet in my head. Actually, 2 days ago, my neighbor, 3 doors down, he said no, and his family is still cleaning up the mess. So when I streamed, I just had like Pain from Naruto saying, I'm a god now. That's based. That is pretty based. I actually love that, Eleni. I love that shit. I just like the hooray, you know? Fucking thing won't close. That sounds like hell. That's why I'm glad I don't make things. I just tear them down. Ha ha ha, it's easier. No, actually, I've been doing home improvement stuff and it sucks. Anyway, if this is our attempt at doing Monroe Doctrine 2.0, we should just say that. We shouldn't pussyfoot around. We should say that. We should say it with our chest. And if we're going to be fucking pulling away, then, I mean, just do that. Don't do this fucking bullshit of, well, we're going to regime change, but only the bad regimes, none of the good regimes. And we're going to, you know, do Monroe Doctrine, but only if you piss us off. It's like, come on, dog. Fucking pick one. And even then, it's technically not Monroe Doctrine, because Monroe Doctrine was, we're not going to fuck with anybody in like the Southern Hemisphere in the Americas. We're not going to fuck with them. You're not going to fuck with them either, or we're going to punch you in the mouth. That was Monroe Doctrine. I don't know what the fuck this would even be. It's some weird amalgamation, and if you're fiercely typing in chat right now, Sin Patty, that's not, I know it's not Monroe Doctrine. I know, but like, I'm trying to rationalize it. I'm trying. It's Bush. It's like the, yeah, it's the war on terror. Now it's the war on Southern terror. But, Elaney, I thought we hated neocons, dog. I thought neocons were rhinos, bro, but now here we are. Trump Road Doctrine. The Trump Road Doctrine is to touch little girls, and you can quote me on that. Well, this is our hemisphere of dominance. You're right, bud, it is. But also, we don't live in a world where military might is always right. I mean, yes, but actually, no. We kind of do, but we shouldn't. We live in a world where we, like, talk to people. We communicate. That should be our goal. Our goal should always be to communicate, to talk, and to work things out diplomatically, because it's a hell of a lot easier to change minds with a pen than it is with a sword. But that's just me. That's my opinion. I'm too normie, bro. Hold on. I'm trying to think of both an Asmongold and a Hassan opinion so I can really please all the extremists. Okay, my Asmongold opinion, Trump should just do whatever he wants, man. He should just go in there and nuke the place. We should nuke Venezuela. Venezuela's ours anyway. They're all brown people. They don't matter. Okay, that's my Asmon take. That's my right-wing take. Right wing. This is my right. This is your left, probably, but this is my right. Okay, this is gonna be our right-wing take. That's our Aspen take. Our Hassan take is, man, like, the United States just sucks, bro. Maduro was great. He didn't do anything wrong, man, and, like, we shouldn't do anything. Okay, all right. I've got both the extremists down. Pat, we're good. We're gonna move on. Cold form Kurgan. Ooh. It's not right, and I don't agree with it, but great powers do not behave in moral ways. True, bud, true. Roosevelt corollary. I got recommended this 16 years later. Nice. Hold on. Oh, my kitty. All right, I trust you, so you better not fuck with me. What is this? 2005? Holy fuck. We'll turn it all the way up for you guys.
Do you swear to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution?
Hold on. Can I just say, man, we used to think George Bush was a bad guy. Well, people used to think, not me personally, I didn't give a fuck, but people, you really used to think that George Bush was bad. This is a time capsule. Jib jab, bro. Jib jab.
Betcha. Yes, I'm coming back to serve a second term. This time I won the national.
Hold on. First, Fuerte, in your hemisphere, you can do whatever you want without UN. China and Russia say thank you. Yep, exactly, Fuerte. Like, we can't live in a world like dictated like that. We can't. Not anymore.
National election.
Sorry.
Oh, thanks to you, Ohio, and your brother Jebediah, we get 4 more years to rule in Washington. Good God, he's coming back to serve a second term.
We were hoping in 04 we'd get a turn, but we lost the vicious battle.
Now they're stuck without a paddle. Who will save us from conservatism? I will stabilize Iraq in a second term, and I will amend the Constitution. Then I'll eliminate the taxes
that are breaking all our backses
and push for more privatization.
We cannot believe he won a second term.
He destroyed the transatlantic alliance. Heck, I'll extend a friendly offer. Barbecue and beers in Crawford.
Mending fences broken by preemption.
We want peace.
Can I just say that this is such a fucking time capsule? Like, I feel like I just both aged and regressed in age like 30 years. I don't know what the fuck is going on anymore. I'm no longer human. This has been yeah, exactly. This before they fired up the old CERN machine. You're right, Joseph. We went wrong somewhere, man. We went wrong somewhere. Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh.
Throughout his second term.
We want Iraqis to have free elections.
There's a beef here, let's dispatch it
and bury that old hatchet.
Yes, we've been through stormy weather. Now it's time to walk together. Gather round the old chuck wagon. It's a grand time we'll be having in the 4 years I have left in Washington.
It's crazy to think. Hold on, let's hear the last message. Oh, it's just a haha. It's crazy how it's honestly Fel. It's a time capsule. 2000. Wait, you were a baby in 2006, Elaney. I don't think you're legally allowed to watch this stream. 2006. I was 10. Fuck. You were 5. Okay. All right. Fine. You're chill. You're chill. You can stay. You can stay. You were on thin ice for a second. You can stay. Like every pro social justice cause was something I grew up supporting, and I just cringe when I see old podcasts or show making fun of the dumb cons and their homophobia. Well, like it used to be, it was like, oh man, yeah, exactly. Fell runner, dude, Elaney. All right, sorry. Last tangent, I swear, and then we'll finish this, and then I'm gonna go to bed because it's 2 a.m. and I'm tired. When I was teaching, I've taught at three different schools. I've taught gen ed, like public school. I've taught private school, and I taught at like a delinquent school. It was dope. Yeah, but the reason why I didn't respond is because I knew you were talking about 2000, but I was going on different tangents and shit. Yeah, the butterfly ballot was 2000. 2004, it wasn't as controversial or contentious when Bush won, but 2000, that was a big deal. Explaining to kids who are like Gen Alpha why 9/11 was such a big deal, crazy work, because like they never lived in a world, and I mean technically I kind of didn't because I was still really young when it happened, but like they never lived in a world where like TSA wasn't, you know, stripping you down. They didn't live in a world where like the movies where like the people ran to, you know, the like the boyfriend ran to the girlfriend who was about to leave on the flight and goes, Jessica, no, wait. And then she turns and goes, Robbie, you do love me. Now you're like, what the fuck? How do you get through TSA, bro? She already left like 3 fucking hours ago. That doesn't happen anymore. But I was in school. That shit was wild, bro. Gen Beta won't know what the world was like before AI. This is what they experience. Okay, fine. You keep linking me shit. I'm going to keep watching it. Oh, no. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
You've made your last delivery, kid. Sorry you got twisted up in this scene.
True.
From where you're kneeling must seem like an 18-karat run of bad luck.
Truth is... Game was rigged from the start, motherfucker! Oh, sorry, I just had to do that. I love Fallout New Vegas. You were dude. Well, that must have been crazy, man. I need to sit down and have like conversation with Grill Hottest and like, where were you when 9/11 happened? I think that'd be fun. Phil Runner, I don't remember what it was like to wait in line without a phone. How do we function? I guess you just kind of like daydreamed. Phil, well, maybe you guys feel old. It used to be countercultural to be liberal. It's cringe now. Maybe it always was. Joseph, honestly, man, I don't know. Like the pendulum be swinging, bro. Right now, I feel like it's really counterculture to be like a genuine centrist who's like, hey, maybe both sides kind of suck, and then explaining what both sides suck at. I feel like that's like the counterculture. Because like, or maybe honestly, there's not one counterculture anymore. There are like a bunch of different countercultures. I don't know. But that's an interesting conundrum there. I was woken as a late teen by my mother screaming, "We're being invaded!" That's crazy. 24 plus 43. Elaney, if I were a lesser man, I would have twisted your balls off. I would have fushiged you into next week. You'd be waking up 3 years from now, your balls still tied in knots. But instead, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this for you. All right. Okay, we're done. We did it. Meme done. Killed, dead. I killed it. And I'll do it again. It's so bad. I hate it. Dude. I had my family over yesterday. My cat is yelling at me because I'm screaming, which means my wife is yelling at me because I'm screaming. No, my wife is a real human being. She's not my cat. But I had my cousin, my like super young cousin, and then my slightly older cousin, his mom, my aunt, my uncle over. Bro. We were playing a card game. Anytime a 6 and a 7 got laid, and it's like a gin rummy type game, so of course 6 and 7 gets laid on top of each other. This little motherfucker goes like that. Nala. Where'd you go? Oh, come here. Yes. Yes. Good, good. Oh, the people got you. There she is. No. Yeah. Say hello. She's shy. She doesn't like talking. I used to have like a whole pet cam thing, but that was a different time. This is Nala. She is my I turned 18 in 2012. 2002, you could have bought me a beer. Jesus Christ. I was just sitting here reading you guys say you were 5 and 10 during 9/11 and 2004 elections. I'm saying like I turned 21 in 2002. Holy fuck. Elaney, yeah, isn't there like a it's like an African cat, right? It's like a tiny little, like, it looks like a kitten, but in reality, like, it would actually like tear you the fuck to pieces. Unless you're talking about a different cat, in which case I don't know what you're talking about. But whatever. Holy fuck, it's almost 2 o'clock. Why are you guys doing this to me? I was supposed to go to bed tonight. Don't say holy fuck like that's so old, Jesus. No. You guys are young, okay? You're young at heart, all right? You're up late on a Saturday night, listening to some random motherfucker talk about bullshit who's not a commie pinko, as we discovered. It's not even 11. Fuck you. It's 1:51 a.m., all right? I'm on the best time. I'm on East Coast time, all right? If you want to be a fucking worst coast, aka West Coast, that's on you. Rusty spotted cat. Hold on. All right. Fuck. Elaney, I was just talking earlier today when I was a little bit more drunk. I was like, man, I don't know if I'm going to do the whole the Twitch streaming anymore, but your oh, that's so sweet. India, Nepal, and Sri Lanka. I was wrong. I'm glad there's some people older than me. Thank you, Gen X, right? We are young, base 6'7", fire-goated, slang. Sorry, I broke. You forgot to say Gyat Riz, Ohio, Skibbity, but I'm pretty sure that's actually Gen Alpha. That's so sweet. That's a cute little kitty. Let's look at more pictures. Oh, look at his eye. Okay, well, that one actually looks like he's about to hunt me and kill me. They're so sweet. They're so sweet. Look at that kitty. Oh, my goodness. That's a little kitty cat. I love that. Okay. All right, now let's go back to taking psychic damage. Gen X, that is so mean. We are millennial. That's so fucking funny. Holy shit. Gen X is cringe. They're basically the emo generation. No one understands us. We are forgotten. My father is Gen X. He can be really cringe sometimes. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes he says stuff and it pisses... It doesn't piss me off. It just confounds me. I'm trying to think of an example. Nothing's coming to mind. Again, this has been a stream of all times in terms of me having examples ready to go. I need to write them down. I do need a Gen Z lesson. What is Skibbity Toilet? Is it good or bad? Because some things I can't tell. Skibbity Toilet is a video series that was on YouTube of a Gmod thing. It doesn't matter. The fact that you made me search my brain, well, really hurts my feelings. I can't believe you made me do that, because now I feel old. Fuck you. You know, Gen Z is called the Lost Generation. You know, the Greatest Generation is also called the Lost Generation. So, Elaney, what you're saying is that Gen Z is going to fight in World War III, and we're going to, like, maybe we'll... Oh, maybe they will. We were deprived of the greatest decade, the 80s. We had to experience it as little baby children. We never knew the power of Van Halen life. True. Fellrunner, actually, your life is probably the worst because you missed out on that. Skibbity Toilet is Gen Alpha. Gen Z is Minecraft and Pokemon. Well, actually, Millennial is also Pokemon, Elaney. Technically, I'm on the border. It depends on who you ask and what time of the fucking day. But I'm a zillennial, I think they call it. And Pokemon was both. Skibbity is dead. Don't bring it back. Fortnite is definitely Millennial Gen Alpha crossover there. Gen 3 Pokemon is better. I'm a big guy, and Gen 2 is my first. All right, I played Pokemon Gold. Heart Gold is still probably my favorite. But I respect Gen 3 because Gen 3 was based. I want to go to Florida to see Connor and get his ass to go to the gym with me. Bud, you're going to kill him, bro. He's an old man. He's got kids. He's got a wife and kids. You think that motherfucker's heart's going to survive that? I don't think so. He can't even drink coffee. He drinks tea. People liking MKG is literally only because Eddie died. Ooh. Wait, We also had Riz and Lit and Supreme Bricks. The Supreme Bricks, actually crazy. Before Millennial is Iron Curdy or something. I am not. Fuerta, I think before Millennial is Gen X, because Millennial was Gen Y. And then Gen Z is the Zoomers. The Zilly Zoomers. God, yeah, sorry. I'm going back to Rubio's comments and it's breaking my heart because he used to not be a cuckold for Trump and then he became a total cuckold for Trump. More like Mark Cuck Ruby, like, yeah, Mark Cuck Rubio. There you go. I can spell it out if you need it, but if you want to use that one, feel free. You don't have to credit me. I got you, Fuerte. I got you. I missed your comment. No shit, they didn't get to the excellent of Dukes of Hazzards, a gorgeous Chevy Orange 69 Dodge Charger that can fly over rivers. That is magic, Weld. That's magic. I got you, Fuerte. All right, that's what I'm here for. Kids these days liking the most limp-worsted, unamplified, muffle-strumming guitar playing. I don't get it. Wasn't Marco Rubio always a neocon at heart? Did he really change? I guess. Honestly, Bud, you might be right. Maybe he was always like a neocon and maybe this isn't different. It just feels different. I don't know why. It feels different because where you can point at Venezuela and say these are the problems with Cuba, and maybe this is my undereducation, all right? Maybe this is me being stupid, but I feel like to just blame Cubans just feels weirdly, I don't know. It just feels weird. It feels weird. Supreme Bricks are a problem with in-stage capitalism. All resources are accounted for, so Pinterest moms are putting different colored sands in bottle, but then they're selling it, Eleni. Gen Z has much better music. My favorite band, Coheed and Cambria, always one among the fence. They're a millennial band, so I guess I have to fight you there. This is where we get off the understanding train and get into the fisticuffs train, so put them up or something. I'm not a badass online. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just a dude. Secretary of State is a very big position. He has to brown nose or he won't have a job. He's happy. I guess, Joseph. I guess, but sometimes I look into his eyes and he looks like he's seen like literal hell. Like Trump said, you want to see a magic trick, and then he put his little like orange, phalange through the zipper. That's what I'm imagining, at least. You got to look at the experimental stuff. Eleni, I'm gonna be honest. I like what I like, and sometimes I do listen to some Chappell Roan. I will belt out Pink Pony Club just like any other straight man would. But yeah, I don't know. I like what I like. I'm a weird music guy, I guess, kind of. I listen to a lot of stuff, but I stopped saying I listen to everything because then people will name bands and I'll be like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. 80s has some good experimental stuff. I'm convinced about 10 years ago they stopped playing guitars altogether because they can make the sounds of computers now. Can you imagine Rush using autotune? That would be crazy. Actually, Weld QC John, if you like Rush, listen to Coheed and Cambria. Because the lead singer of Rush and the lead singer of Coheed and Cambria, Claudio Sanchez, my one and true man crush, sounds pretty great. They sound very similar. There are talents out there, but amps have been phased out for direct line in from the guitar to your computer. Yeah, a lot of it is a lot more digital now. Music has become more digital. So again, I'm just stuck on the whole, in some cases, one of the biggest problems Venezuelans have is that they declare independence from Cuba. What the fuck? They tried to basically colonize it from a security standpoint. So yeah, look, if I lived in Havana and I was in the government, I'd be concerned at least a little bit. That's weird. Billy Strings is the current GOAT for raw talent. I'll have to listen to him. Before Rubio spoke, Trump said his administration wants to surround ourselves with good neighbors, but added that Cuba is not doing very well right now and a failing nation. So we just did, this is from today, by the way. This is from earlier today, 11 a.m. It's been well over 12 hours. Fuck, I'm doing math right now and it's failing me, like 13, 14 hours or something. Actually, 15, 16 hours, sorry. Vocaloid's getting really good. I heard the Vocaloid stuff is getting popular with music, but I'm an old man. I don't know what's going on with it. I say old man, I'm not even 30. But I don't like this whole, hey, we just did a regime change thing. Now we're looking at you, Cuba. I don't like it personally. Maybe someone can, like how Maduro was a bad guy. If you guys know that something about Cuba, like he's a bad guy, whoever the leader of Cuba is. Castro? Is it Castro? I don't remember. Don't be mean to me, all right? I'm tired. If you guys have evidence of that, put it in so that way I could be like, oh, dude, based. But right now, I don't know. only if we regime change Israel. Oh, dude, Eleni just got fucking got by the Mossad. Holy shit, Eleni, that was terrifying. I can't believe you just got fucking got, dude. Press 1 if you're still alive. Why is spaghetti falling out of Pepe's pocket? I don't understand Pepe lore enough. That's you're dropping your spaghetti. Okay, all right, you're still alive. Or that was your Mossad agent pushing it for you. Interesting work. But yeah, I mean, like, placed. Holy shit. Oh my god, that's so fucking funny. Oh my fucking god. You guys are killing me tonight. This has been a great night. I appreciate everybody who came out. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, favorite, all that shit, subscribe. I don't give a fuck. I just love talking to you guys. This has been a lot of fun. So yeah, calling Cuba a failing nation, not a good look. It's very similar in the sense that we want to help the people in Cuba, but we want to also help the people who are forced out of Cuba and living in this country, he said. Cuban official condemned the strikes and capture, referring to it as an act of state terrorism. I kind of get that. Cuban Minister of Foreign Affairs, Bruno Rodriguez Barria. Oh, we've all received our 7K shekels. You're allowed to talk shit about Israel. True. True. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, what's this? China prints 2 new coal power plants per week in 2022. Holy fuck. Not. Don't punish me. Fellrunner, the bomb is in the mail. You fucked up, dude. I'm sorry. Tell your kids not to open up the mail tomorrow. It's for you. It's for you, brother. It's for you. If you see a walkie-talkie, just pick it up. If you see a pager, put it on your hip. Actually, put it like on a, like, you know, the little like front pockets. Put it in the front pocket and make sure that it's like stationed above your heart. Just do that for yourself, okay? Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it. So what am I seeing here, Eleni? I will enjoy this story. Coal power plant permitting construction starts. New project announcements in China in 2022. Coal power capacity starts construction in China. Oh, what was that? Leading country in renewable energy. I don't know what that was, but thank you. 120 coal plants per year. Jesus Christ. Thank you, whatever that was. I appreciate it. I don't know what it is. I don't have my little notifications up. Let me, hold on. Maybe my streamer bot will tell me. Twitch, what happened? Twitch, tell me. Twitch, what just happened? Nothing. Okay, well, sorry for whoever did that. I appreciate you. Have a good one. I love you. Kisses. Mwah, mwah, mwah. 120, like, that's crazy. 120 coal plants per year. Overtake Colombia. We can all have Shakira. Fuerte, thank you so much for the YouTube follow. I appreciate that. Baby, bye, 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 bye. No, I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. We can erect the Christo retainer in place of that dumb Jesus statue. Based, fell. Based. Weld QC John, the only way that that's going to work is if you have a state-mandated Shakira, and I feel like the state-mandated Shakira is going to go a little too far for me personally. Oh, I thought you were ending stream? Oh, no, I'm not ending stream yet. I'm a sucker for punishment. Someone just subscribed, and I got to be cool. So, Nick Fortefue, I don't know how to say your name. Thank you. I appreciate you, brother. And you can tell me how to say it if you want me to say it right. Or you can keep, like, making me fuck it up. Maybe that's funny. Maybe you get a little giggle, like, haha, that dumbass white boy. I like that, too. Okay. Massive additions of new coal-fired capacity doesn't necessarily mean that coal use or CO2 emissions from the power sector will increase in China, provided that growth in non-fossil power... So, okay. All right. Come on, the night is young. It's 2 a.m. True, shake it for the likes. Y'all don't want to see that shit, all right? You ain't ready. I like you fucking it up. All right, Fuerte, I got you. Bro, you give me too much shit, Eleni. You give me too much content. My fucking butter, my roll's too buttery. My lobster's too juicy. What am I doing here? God. My wife is gonna be really mad because I'm coming to bed late, but that's her fault. Oh, I would have no problem state mandating Shakira to dance in my kitchen. Her hips really don't lie. That's true. It's a nudge. Hey, look what happened to Maduro. Be ashamed if that's the message to Cuba. They think, is he serious or not? U.S. still to be cryptic on purpose. Joseph, I would argue. I see where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from with the idea that these are kind of, you know, not like threats or whatever, but like it'd be like a, you know, like a mobster coming through with like the bat or whatever, you know, going, oh, it'd be a shame if something happened to your nice store, Miss Shekelmeyer. Like, I don't like that, right? Like, I understand that that's kind of like the mental image you're getting, and that's fine. That's fine. I get that. I can see that. I just don't like it. I don't like it. And I don't know if you like it either. But I agree. It's definitely very mafioso. It's very much, it'd be a shame if we busted your fucking kneecaps right now. But I feel also, I feel like Rubio is setting up more justification than just, hey, you haven't, you know, it'd be a shame if something happened. So for me, Joseph, I think it's a little bit more direct. It's a little bit more direct of a threat. And then Elaney is talking, you're talking about like the Silk Road. That's like part of like the ghost towns coming from the Silk Road initiative, right? In China, building entire ghost towns in Nepal and Bhutan and then stealing their territory. They've been doing that. Well, actually, no, sorry. The Silk Road stuff is different. The Silk Road initiative is different. But what you're talking about, I have seen before where like they're doing the same thing in the South China Sea where like they're building out islands to like extend their reach. China's being very, very shisty with it. And I do like their stuff. Or I like reading about what China's doing. The coal power plants aren't as interesting, but that's still good information, so we'll look at that. I want to read more about the Nepal border. This is from 2022, so I know this from a while ago, but still, it's interesting. Elaney said that essentially it's like if Mexico started building Chinese in Texas, then flooding Mexican citizens into those cities and being like, well, you guys aren't developing it or using it, so I guess it's ours now. Yeah, yeah, essentially. It's like they build up these big ghost towns, and then they go, well, if you guys aren't going to use them, we'll use them. And they send all their people in there, and then it happens. Someone Connor was debating once had a Cristo Redentor background image, but it's Trump instead of Christ, so he dubbed it Crisco Retainer. I fucking love that. That is fucking hilarious. The Crisco Retainer. Oh, man. A Nepalese government report leaked to the BBC accuses China of encroaching into Nepal along the two countries' shared border. If there's one thing, also, just before I get back to this, if there's one thing I will 100% agree on, one thing I 100% believe, China will probably be like the next big, unless of course we take that. We might take the spot as the next big geopolitical enemy, but I think it's going to be China because of all the different little shit they've been doing. You have stuff like these little buildings. You have the Silk Road Initiative, the like various shisty ways they're like fucking with Africa and taking their resources and shit and using them for, you know, their personal gain. I think like China is going to be the next big bad, unless of course we take it. We might take the spot. We're working hard. All right. I mean, we just did one fucking regime change. We might be pushing for two. You never know. By the time we get out of January, we could have changed the entire, you know, we could have changed South America from like one regime to another entirely. You never know. Did you know Halliburton stock skyrocketed in January 2nd, right before the invasion, then plummeted? Actually, I didn't. United States is a secretary of Halliburton, always has been. I don't know if you're memeing right now, but if you're not, that kind of terrifies me. Oh God, don't make me laugh too much. The Chris Nat, not Misfit Patriots, the Duck Dynasty looking guy. You're not memeing. What the fuck? That's weird. I don't like that. I don't like that, Elaney. I don't like that at all. Since Bush? Damn. Here I thought I was a sovereign nation, but I guess we're all just slaves to the green line go up, huh? Not rim job? I don't think it's rim job. I don't think it's rim job. It's the first time there's been official claims from Nepal of Chinese interference in its territory. The report was commissioned last September following claims that China has been trespassing in the district of Humla in the far west of Nepal. China's embassy in Kathmandu denies there's been any encroachment. Interesting. Halliburton and Israel, they are our leaders. I'll forget the streamer. I'll never forget Crisco Retainer. 100% Fell Runner. I don't think you can ever forget that. Elaney, I would encourage you to see how much money other countries donate. Not to say that Israel doesn't have, like, a lot of money. There are other countries that surprise me that have more money in the United States than Israel. I personally just want every person who is paid by a foreign agent to have to report that they are paid by a foreign agent. Oh, the sway. Not the money, it's the sway. That's fair. That, Now that I can kind of more see. I can kind of more, I guess, agree. I'm not one of those people who is very much like, oh my god, you know, Israel's the reason why I woke up and with a hangover this morning type shit. I don't necessarily think you are either. But yeah, I don't know. I'm always a little bit hesitant to blame like I understand Israel itself has problems. I understand there's a lot of like dual loyalty and shit that people have issues with. But that's kind of always been a thing. Like people in the United States, especially historically, have come from other countries and still have loyalty to those old countries. You can't be sure, Sen. Mossad has tentacles everywhere. I don't know what you're talking about. Mossad doesn't have tentacles here. Anyway. Oh god. All that to say, I was going on a tangent there, but basically, I understand why people have the like, you know, hesitancies with dual loyalties, but it's a very common thing throughout history, especially in the United States. Oh, there you go, Fell Runner. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Hell yeah, brother. A little fire in one hand, ice in the other type shit on that tainted grail. I'm right there with you. Bah! Anyway. China had fake police stations in America. Yeah, Elaine, I remember seeing that shit. That shit's wild. That's legitimately operating like that's operating your government in foreign territory. That's fucking crazy. If Israel was doing the same thing, which they very well might be, and I don't know about it. If I do, please enlighten me. I like learning. That would be crazy as fuck too. That would be insane. Because you should only be beholden to American laws if you're in the United States. China was supposed to take Taiwan, but they're taking ghost towns in Nepal. Paper Tiger. Well, Joseph, this is from 2022. This is from a while ago. This has been an ongoing thing. I love that. They're talking ghost towns in Nepal. Paper Tiger. They look weak. So does Russia now. Not even able to beat Ukraine. Only USA #1. Very strong. Cacao. I don't know. Like the thing with. So the funny thing is with, at least with Russia, right? In the Cold War, it was Russia would come out and, you know, 1 month say, hey, we've developed X. And the United States would go, oh, fuck, we got to make Y. And we would make Y. But in reality, Russia was working on X and they hadn't quite perfected it. And it's like, oh, fuck, we got to keep moving. I wonder if that's kind of what goes on with China. Like China comes out and says, hey, you know, we've made 8th generation fighter jets. The United States goes, well, fuck, we have to make 9th generation fighter jets now. This shit, these shits up in space taking you out. Like, so some of it could be a paper tiger, or they could be, you know, fucking around. You never know. You never know, you know. Only USA #1 very strong. They're getting protesters deported. Yeah, that's fucked up, Eleni. No foreign country. Crazy opinion incoming. You guys buckle up, get ready. This is one of those crazy send takes that you take home to your parents and they disown you. No foreign nation should have more sway in the United States law than the United States law. Crazy. All right, take that home. Get disbarred from every single fucking nice venue you've ever been to. Don't tell your parents I said that. They'll beat me. Russia was winning. They could outproduce us. Eleni, they could to an extent, but then we put sanctions on them. And once you put sanctions on them and they can't produce like the military chips and stuff, you kind of get fucked. Otherwise, I'd agree. I don't want to find out, but I do wonder. Joseph, that's why I love doing like playing military games and shit, man. That's why I love like mind gaming shit out. It's so much fun to think like what could happen. And that's always why I try to hedge, you know? I don't want to be wrong. Russia could have outproduced America 2-1, but they never did. Eleni, in terms of the Cold War, yeah, oh, for sure. They had tons of reach. Sorry, I went back to we were back at Cold War. I went modern. You were still in Cold War. And then I was like, what are you talking about? That's fucking dumb. No, you're right. 100%. In the Cold War, they could have outproduced us, but they fucked it up. They fucked it up bad. Gorbachev was like, nah, I'd rather die than surpass America's Ash Ketchum. True. Bud, 100%, we do. We do need Vulture Droid battle droid fighters. We need Vulture Droids, all right? I want to fly in one, specifically. I don't know how that would happen, but make it happen. So again, this is from 2022. So these have been going on for a while. Droids follow orders without question. Spooky. Either with India or with China, if there are any reported issues at our border, border. We will resolve them through diplomatic means. I had a guy tell me years ago Japan had Gundam bots, so they don't have to worry about China. Sounded like BS. Guy smoked a lot of weed. Well, Joseph, as someone who is known to partake in the flower on occasion, the legal flower, which kind of sucks balls. That sounds fucking crazy, and it sounds like somebody watched way too much anime, dude. It sounds like your friend or whoever that was watched way too much fucking anime, because at most, they have Gundam stickers on their Apache helicopters. That's about it. Did you know the battle droid actually... Holy fuck. Eleni. So the Lego universe, I get that. But holy fuck, that's like evil. Why would you make a robot that feels pain? Jesus. Y'all ever think that maybe the Star Wars universe should like focus on that fucked up shit and make like content about that? Because you can make some money there. CEO getting kicked by a robot, it's recent. All right, fine, we're off the rails anyway. Oh, fuck, I didn't want to close that. I wanted to close a different one. Let me go back. I'm going to open that one again. No, I picked the wrong one. God damn it. I must be really tired. Also, the newer models of battle droids are racist to the older ones. Based, obviously, they're better and newer. I remember the first time I ever saw Gorbachev on TV, I was like 6, and the scar on his head gave me nightmares. No joke. I thought his head was broken. Little did I know how correct I was back then. Well, you're kind of close. Robot kicking. I just saw kicks balls. Chinese CEO kicked by humanoid robot in simulated battle. All right, CNN, don't fuck me here. I want to see this video. Where is it? Come on. Ooh, damn, bro. He put that hurt on him. If it's real. If it's real. Dude, he's wearing like a bulletproof vest too. That's fucking wild. America's greatest. That cake now without productive beer, no one can withstand it. I don't know. We'll see. Drunk guy is like, I could take him, bro. Tell you what, you give me about 3 beers, I could take that fucking robot. All right. See, while he's busy kicking, I'm gonna single leg. Right. I'm gonna get up in there. I'm gonna put him up on my shoulder. I'm just gonna drive through. He's down on the ground. I fucking win. Easy. Easy. Easy peasy. Oh, well, that's the fun thing for it. None of it connects to Maduro. Actually, it all connects to Maduro because Marco Rubio is a robot. There we go. Gotcha. Don't even worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it. America will only be when we build an airship with McDonald's on board. True. Until we can get a McDonald's in every single household, America will never win. I'm using blueberry jam, peanut butter jelly. Ooh. Ooh. All right, LNA, we're watching your career with great interest from now on. Great interest. Holy shit. Oh my god. All right. Cuba's not doing well. Sorry, we're going back to the Maduro, branching off into the Cuba. This is the science joke. CEO of Eel Company Incorporated has announced a successful test of the universe-destroying device from the famous sci-fi book, Don't Build a Universe-Destroying Device. My friend, the same buddy who gave me the line of, I thought it was going to be harder to kidnap a president, which sent my fucking sides to orbit when he first said that, also made that joke that, like, you know, every time people talk about how great AI is and shit, it's like every single person watched Terminator and said, how badass would it be to be the robot? Not realizing they couldn't be the robot. Well, I could think of at least one other thing you'd want to do besides getting fisted by a robot. Fisto said, assume the position. Nuclear weapons are essentially just, we will never use them until we use them. Yeah, Eleni, that's mad. You're right. We're not going to do it. But what if we do? God, what a crazy thing. You know, it's honestly kind of crazy, right? Because I don't know how much, like, Weld or Fell you guys thought about, like, nuclear, you know, annihilation, but like that sword is still technically hanging over our necks. Like, we still have that loaded gun pointed at us, but nobody cares anymore. Like, people will use it as like a shit post, like, oh man, World War III, it's gonna be nukes, World War III. But like, realistically, people don't give a fuck. But they're still there. The gun is still pointed at our fucking heads, and we're just like, it's chill. It's whatever. I understand why Connor did not get kicked off and fired from Ballard Media Network with his profanity, especially on X and calling out the dinks. But it's really the dinks that matters, okay? Because that funds the whole operation. You can't fuck with the dinks. We're adding more swords. Eleni, exactly. This time it's going to be like an AI robot sword that fucks you and everybody else in the asshole. A lot. It's scary as fuck in Blackfield. Yeah, Phil Runner, I bet, dude. I bet you, like, that's... Well, okay. Okay, so I was right. So it is like an existential crisis that you guys still think of that my generation has just moved past because it's something we were born into and it's just whatever now. Like, the way it was taught to me was that the Cold War ended and then nukes were never an issue again. But that's just not true at all. That's just not true at all. Holy shit. Having one sword pointed, it's like, holy fuck, but having 10, it's like, man, exactly, Eleni. Like, what the fuck? Like, why? I feel like the rational human response is to be constantly terrified. Oh my god, we have literal world-ending devices, enough to blow up the world, mind you. Definitely enough to end the world completely. And we're just carrying on like normal. Like, shouldn't we be doing something? But no. We're not doing it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about nukes. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Consume, which, I'm not gonna lie, I do be consuming that new Fallout TV show. That shit be good. That second season, pretty good. I haven't seen episode 3. Don't spoil or I will ban. I swear to God. We haven't used them till now. I know, but they're still there. Bell Runner, holy fuck. That's not a fun fact, bro. That's a terrifying fact. There were no security safety devices and nukes for about 20 years. And then also, countries have to voluntarily secure them themselves. Pakistan has nukes and is in charge of them, which is kind of spooky. They were just big bombs that could explode for anyone that wanted to use them. Yeah, basically. Cable Hugh, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. It seems like Maduro's VP was sworn in, so nothing was accomplished. Yes, Maduro's VP was sworn in. We read that. But also on top of that, according to this article from The Hill, Marco Rubio, very unchill, like, kind of just threatened Cuba. You might get the same fate, basically. So we're going to move on from, not only did we, the United States, said, actually, we're going to take care of the transition of power. Venezuela then said, no, actually, we're doing our own because we have a vice president, we have laws and rules and shit. But, like, then there's also this, too, where we're saying, hey, we might actually go after Cuba. So I hope you're ready to wake up every day. Oh, well, Cable, you're not wrong, but I had a soft spot for him in 2016 when I was young and dumb, all right? I'm almost 30 now, so I've grown, but don't be rude. But real talk, yeah, dude, Rubio's fallen off a cliff, man. No scruples, no balls. Let's see. They have schools for Pakistan is the most progressive Islamic country besides like Turkey. That's true. They have schools for women in Pakistan, which is based, and women can also be in the government in Pakistan, which is double based. I thought this is a total tangent, and I'm sorry, and then I'll go back to the content. But I always thought it was really, 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 really funny. How when the Taliban got back into power in like 2023 or whatever, or 2020, it was 2022, wasn't it? 2021. I don't know. Anyway, whenever the Taliban got back into power, I thought it was really funny how they fucking hated that they had to do like office jobs, because to me that's just so fucking funny. They're like, I want to do jihad, bro. I don't want to put in Excel spreadsheets. What's a pivot table? How does this help me reach out? Anyway, sorry. I just that to me is funny as fuck. Only thing stopping it from nukes being used is a single guy saying yes or no, like the Cuban Missile Crisis. Yeah, dude, that shit's scary. Kibble Hugh, I do think this is a good reason why every country needs a nuke. I think that's what's going to happen now as well. Oh yeah, Laney, they only said it and they didn't actually do it. Cable Hugh, so nuclear proliferation is it's a complicated thing. It's more gray than it is like black and white. But I probably, depending on why you think everybody should have a nuke, I probably agree. I think it's probably for the best, because then countries can at least, argue from that standpoint. But at the same time, if you get a crazy motherfucker who has the nuke, then, I mean, it could go bad. So I agree, but also I don't. It depends. It depends. It depends. I like to hedge. I like to be right. That's why I hedge. No, I'm kidding. The Taliban has reformed a bit. They believe women need to learn different things from now. Oh, based, Delaney. We're, you know, another like 200-300 years. Maybe we'll get some Western liberal values. Fuck yeah. Yo, stop yapping and listen. Ice House for life. Sir, I'll have you know, it's a fucking article. Thank you. I love Coheed. I hope you love Coheed too. It's an article. I'm just reading. There's nothing to hear. You can hear my voice, but that's it. Does it come in men's sizes? No, but I'm pretty sure you come in men enough for both of us. Allegedly. I guess Venezuela had a nuke, this wouldn't happen. I mean, maybe Cable, probably, but if they had a nuke also, they could have nuked us. I love you too. Kisses. That was fucking funny. I love that. Okay, real. For a brief period, the media said girl bosses were going to overthrow the Taliban. They abandoned the idea. Oh, I said thank you so much. I appreciate that, dog. I appreciate that, man. Man, maybe I need to do politics more often. This shit's fun. Joseph, I do remember that. I remember the fuck out of that. That shit was so funny. That shit was so funny. Oh, well. It could have happened, bro. We could have girl bossed our way right into liberal feminism out of the Taliban. Hooray! Conservative, everyone should have a gun so no one will shoot anyone. Also conservatives, holy fucking shit, Iran is getting nukes. Yeah. Yeah. You Nork, what is up, my guy? How you doing, man? How you doing? It's almost fucking 2:30 a.m. Don't you have to go to bed? I have to go to bed. Fuck. The Monroe Doctrine has led to so much destabilization. That's not a dig on girl bosses. I know, right? Cable Hugh, this like weird new age Monroe Doctrine that like we're trying to like inspire is really fucking weird. The Monroe Doctrine as it was written, that idea back when it was created. Yes, that art is still fucking phenomenal. Back when the Monroe Doctrine was created, right? Well, Elaney, if you keep playing your cards right, you might just get Greenland. But there was a lot of intervention from other countries into South America. I don't think Alberts is joining us, bro. I don't think it's going to happen. Oh, nice. Fantastic, you. Well, then you stay up, brother. You keep playing that Battlefield 6. Don't forget to PTFO, all right? You always got to PTFO. Anyway, with the Monroe Doctrine, the idea that only places in the Americas should deal with American business, that's a fine idea for like, when it came out the 1800s. I might be wrong. Please don't quote me. If you quote me, that's your fault. Nowadays, it doesn't really hold up because we have things like the United Nations. We don't have to go to war to like settle our differences. We can talk it out. We should be doing that more. And the fact that we're not doing that right now is bad. Vikings were dickheads. Iceland, nice lush fields. Greenland, green icy wasteland. Well, Elaney, if I have the nice lush fields, I don't want you going there. Cable Hugh, I think you and Solid Snake. Ambro, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it, brother. You and Solid Snake need to talk this out. Because, well, I guess that's Venom Snake. It's not the real Solid Snake. You and Venom Snake need to talk this out because there was a whole thing about not doing, nuke's bad, but whatever. The screen might be kind of gray. Sorry. Is it better if you go back here? Because the white really does burn into your eyes. But Ambro, good to see you. Hope you're doing well, homie. Appreciate it. It's all good. I was reading and then I got sidetracked. I'm a Trump supporter, but I leave in discussion over debate. Well, Ice House, I'm not a Trump supporter, but I appreciate, number one, will die for your right to say what you want to say because I think that's based. And two, I love discussion too. So, whatever you want to talk about, we're here for it. Nukes, like guns, are a tool. It can be used for good or bad. True, it can be. I think ultimately nukes are good for deterrent, much like how a gun is probably good for deterrent for home defense. Or I say probably it is, in my opinion. I feel like with nukes, though, there's just like that whole mad thing. But then you can say guns are the same thing. Cable, you've given me... Thank you. You've given me a lot to think about, unironically, when it comes to like nuclear proliferation. I want to think more on that because I don't want to like make a statement here and look like a damn fool. I like looking somewhat intelligent. So I usually try to like research shit. Just woke up and apparently Venezuela has finally gotten some freedom. Ambro, yes, Venezuela was forcibly given freedom against its will. I like Nukes and Dune when they said use the nuclears. Oh yeah, dude, 100%. Instead of just calling them nukes, like the nuclear warheads, just calling them the nuclears. I love that shit. With nukes, there is a whole extinction of the human race side of the argument. Yeah, like that's the big thing, Weld. Like that's where I'm at. Where I think maybe Cable is saying that technically, if I were to extrapolate in Cable, maybe your argument is different. Please go ahead and put it in chat and I can relay it to the YouTube chat. Oh man, sorry, my nose. Ugh. Anyway, so what I think Cable is saying is that like with like guns and stuff, like guns can be pretty bad too, and they're deterrents. Actually, I don't know. Maybe I'm not gonna put words in your mouth. I'm gonna let you say it. But as a kid, I thought we should get rid of all nukes. As I have grown up, I realize how important they are. They're very important for deterrence. They're very important for deterrence. True, Fellrunner. Fallout is fun. Ice House for life. Just letting you know where I'm at. As a 38-year-old male with 5 crib midgets and a wife of 15 years, I feel like I know some stuff. Nuclear non-proliferation is important. Agreed. So first of all, I just want to say, based to you, sir, I have not seen episode 3 of Fallout yet, Fellrunner. I'm probably going to try tomorrow. I've been really busy with like real life shit. We've been like doing stuff to the house. I had family over. I'm trying to touch grass, you know. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to be all right. Anyway, Ice House, I think it's really based that you have all that life experience. I think it's good. I will say that life experience is important. It doesn't necessarily trump like, you know, not necessarily education, but like research experience, if that makes sense, because I respect your life experience. I think it's awesome, like the things that you have done, just what you've like said. You got 5 fucking babies, which is crazy, dude. Congratulations. You know, your wife of 15 years, amazing. That's like long live you and yours, sir. I guess I would just say that I always like I respect people like where people come from, but when it comes to like their opinions and shit, I need more than just like your life experience. I want to know like why you formed that, where it came from, where you get your info, that kind of shit. But that's just me. It's very good for New Vegas references. Based until you're invaded by Russia. I have 3 doctorates and life experience. Based Ice House. That's fucking awesome, dude. Again, you're like, this is, you know, first time in chat or whatever, so I'm not here to like, you know, try to be like, oh bro, what you got, bro? What you got, bro? Where's your fucking degrees? Because I have a bachelor's degree, man. Like I'm just a guy, all right? If anybody's just a guy here, it's me. But I love hearing background and shit on people, because I think the only way that we as a country are going to heal is if we're willing to put aside the left, right, and like step into each other's shoes, you know, wear each other's moccasins and shit, and like really connect that way. Nukes, if you're getting an intruder but you use a gun, you only injure the burglar, but if you use a nuke, you're killing a lot more people. Yeah, Ambro, you're right about that. I have 3 doctorates and life. I'm white, wife is Asian. Cool. I don't think that has anything to do with me. Oh, nice, Fel. I'm excited for that. I'm excited. How do you solve the problem of colonialism then? Dude, I don't think we're solving that in a Twitch chat. Like, I'm just going to be 100%. I don't think at 2:33 a.m. we're going to come up with the answer to colonialism. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's one for me. I think that's one for someone who maybe has a little bit more life experience or time dealing with that. But what I will say, Starship Trooper tactical nukes were pretty dope. I will say that colonialism, like if you're talking about like modern day, the way to deal with it, with like trying to colonize something modern day, would be either economic barriers or you know, using the UN as like a legal thing. But if we're talking like the legacy of colonialism, that's a tough one. I don't know. It has happened. You make sure it doesn't happen again and develop past it. Ambro, I'm primed to agree with you, sir. Without nukes, we will devolve into spheres of influence again, just as we did up to World War II. That's interesting, Cable. I'm going to think more on that. Russia is not coming at America as someone that was a nuke on a sub. They spent a lot dealing with taking over Ukraine, colonize Antarctica. I mean, that's the only way we really win. Ice House. Where did the Russia thing come from? I didn't mention anything about that. But anyway. Ambro, what I think he's talking about is like the spheres of influence, more like like the old spheres of influence. You had like the English sphere of influence, the French, the Russian sphere of influence, the American sphere of influence. Nowadays, it's more like you have the United States sphere of influence, the Chinese, and the Russian. So you still do have those kinds of sphere of influences, but they've been overtaken by other larger ones, I guess. Oh, okay. Sorry, man. I'm going back and forth all through things, Icehouse. So like, if I don't see you adding, I'm just gonna assume it's probably something at me. That's my fault. You don't have to add. I'm just gonna be. And I'm also very apologetic. I'm a giant apology, walking apology, because I don't like when people get mad at me, I guess. Let's see. So something I'm actually Icehouse, love the world map. Thanks, dude. It's from when I was teaching. This was the world map I used when I was teaching. I would go to it all the time. We're already devolving into sphere of influence, so it just depends on how they are to us in America. That's why we have the BRICS. That's true, well, that's true. Stop botting into our conversation. Fuck, you're right. I should just sit here quietly. So that way Chud can watch my video and go, dead air, there's fucking dead air. Kidding. Let's see. I have no idea what you're talking. Oh. Man, I can't follow the conversations as easy. Oh, you're referring to Ukraine. Okay, anyway. I'm gonna let you guys talk. I'm gonna keep going with this. So one thing I'm interested in hearing is this weird pivot, because we went from, ousted Venezuela, but now we're pivoting towards Cuba, and I just don't like that. So Cuban officials condemned the strikes and capture, referring to it as an act of state terrorism. The Cuban Minister of Foreign Affairs, Bruno Rodriguez Barria, wrote on the social platform X that his country condemned the military aggression of the U.S. against Venezuela and kidnapping of its legitimate president, Nicolas Maduro Moros, and his wife. Well, constant Trump is making U.S. influence stronger. It's so cringe. How do you even argue? It's hard, man. It's hard. Without commenting on whether it was right or not, I do have to say that it's funny that most leftists are protesting the U.S. interventionism in Venezuela, while Venezuelans are mostly celebrating. So here's where I think we can bridge a gap, right? Here's where I think we can bridge a gap. 1, Maduro was a bad guy. 2, is it just Cold War II electric boogaloo, because they're commies, lol? I mean, Joseph, you're basically kind of, but also not really. I don't know. It's different. It feels different. But also, I wasn't alive during the Cold War, so maybe it's not that different. Yeah, Fel, I agree with that. We kind of feel like the mob state right now. Anyway, where I feel like we can bridge a gap is Maduro was bad. Maduro was also probably not a real legitimate president, given that in 2018 and in 2024, again, he lost his elections. Or his elections were not free and fair. He did something to essentially fuck over the opposition. Yeah, essentially, Fel. We break the arms of poor, pathetic countries. We cuck to strong leaders. What are you gonna do? 3rd, I don't think that the United States, that we should be doing regime changes when a big argument for not getting involved in Ukraine, for not doing a lot of things recently, has been regime change bad. So for us to then go and do regime change, I think that is kind of hypocritical. As someone who grew up during Iraq, Afghanistan and stuff, I have a personal, aversion to it. Maduro was a bad guy. If it's better for the Venezuelan people, that's awesome. But we don't have any guarantees that it will be better tomorrow than it is today, And that's kind of where I'm at. No, this is what Trump promised. Nothing about Venezuela. They need this. I don't think that's true. I don't know. I'm gonna Google that, because I don't think that's true, Icehouse. Not to be a dick, but I don't know if Trump did say that he, if that was a campaign promise, then I mean, promises made, promises kept, sure. But I remember vividly no new wars, all that kind of stuff. So, I just don't agree. Go live in Venezuela. I'm not saying I want to live there. So here's where we get into the meat and potatoes, the deep gardening, if you will, Icehouse. Blockading a country is an act of war. Striking civilian, even if they might have been drug boats, but we still don't know, that's an act of war. And then kidnapping a president, those are all acts of war. Did we declare war through Congress? No, but these are still aggressive acts that could very easily lead to full-scale war. Is Venezuela? I'm not saying Venezuela is going to put boots on the ground in the United States, right? I'm not saying that. I'm not dumb. We can't say no new wars and then commit special operations, because then are we going to say next, no new special operations? Like, where does the buck end, essentially? Like, we have to say at some point, this is where we're stopping the buck, right? I think we could say that before this. Obviously, we've moved way past my comfort point. That doesn't fucking matter. I'm a dude on the internet. But that's where I'm at. Cable Hugh, that's where I'm with too. U.S. is a separate country from Venezuela. We probably should not be interfering. Delta Force was there, so that's military. We're doing invasions. Anyway, I just wish I could convince them Trump is destructive to the country they supposedly love. Fell, it's hard. It's hard. Sure, it was clean, but like, you know, if I take a shit on your porch, but I don't have to wipe because it's so clean, it's still a shit, right? Even if it's a clean shit, and it's a good shit, and it felt good, it's still a shit. That's kind of where I'm at. Venezuela is not a threat to us. I agree as insofar as they are not a military threat. You can make argument that the drugs are a threat, but even then, that's you making the argument. I wouldn't necessarily make that. Or you being the proverbial. I don't know anything about Venezuelan military structure. Will they break off into factions? I don't know, Fel. I don't know. We went in, we took the dude, and then we left. So whatever is happening now is happening. Blank statement of regime change bad as if it gets rid of the moral argument of if it was moral or not, because as Eastern European, I do have to say that, for example, the regime change and overthrowing of the Serbian government by the USA was 100% a good thing. And bro, that's why I hope I'm not coming across as somebody who's saying 100% regime change bad, right? I'm trying to kind of like thread the needle, because there is a needle to thread here. I genuinely think that taking into account the feelings of the Venezuelan people and taking into account how I feel as an American, like, we can bridge a gap here. You know, that's kind of where I'm at. But anyway, 40 people died. It wasn't clean. They aren't a threat. That's a decent point. If the people around you have been eating your shit and I come in and clean that shit up, I would do it. Well, Ice House, in this case, what I'm more talking about is more or less that, like, if it's not your pig, it's not your farm. Or not your pig, not your farm. I mean, Venezuela doesn't have anything of ours. They're not touching us via land. They're not really touching us via sea. And I know I can go double check right now if you want me to. It was an act of war, probably illegal, but I think we're talking about morality. It was a good thing to do. And bro, I probably agree with you there. I think that legally it's dubious. I mean, I've heard justifications from it being like a DEA op, therefore it's a law enforcement thing. I mean, if I were like super pro MAGA, that's what I'd be going. I'd be going, well, DEA was there, so actually it was law enforcement, so get fucked. You can use that one, Ice House. You can use that. Puerto Rico is also a territory, so that's different too, because Venezuela is not a territory. Morally though, Ambro, I think I agree. It probably was like a net good, but you know. Connor said it's the method that's the issue. It's the method. It's not necessary, because we don't know what the result will be, right? So even taking out, you know, the two paths we could go down, one where Venezuela becomes a totally pro-American super paradise, and the other one being it falls even deeper into dissent, like totally not even giving shit about that. Well, Cable, that's where I have to put forward that we made ourselves the world police, right? After World War II, the United States stepped in and said, we're going to be the world's big daddy, because the other big daddy is Russia. So if our choices are, and I guess now it would be, you know, a Chinese hegemony, a global hegemony, or an American one, I'm going American every time. Every single time, I'm triple, quadruple, quintupling down on American global hegemony. That's what I want, personally. Morality might be relative. That I can agree with. I can agree that some people might see morality as relative, but I think there are some things that most humans just see as a natural wrong. Like murder is bad. Sexual relations with kids, that's pretty bad. I think that if you're not like trained, I guess, culturally, you're going to see those things as being bad. There are other examples. I'm obviously like, that's 2 examples. There are probably plenty other things. I think that you can make an argument for a universal morality. Don't make me make that because I'm not in the right. I haven't done enough thinking to put that one out there in my thoughts. Not good call in my opinion, regardless of political belief, and no way those people are not fit feed now because we know where the food is going. Do we though, Icehouse? Because again, the VP was just put back into power. Venezuela's VP, who is backing Maduro. So I guess my question is, how confident are you that we're not just going to end up in the same space? Like, you can scale 1 to 10. You don't have to answer. It's fine. I'm just always interested to hear like other people's opinions. Obviously, I live in my own little bubble. I talk to the people I talk to. But I like hearing other people's opinions. I think it's important. Do you think we don't have a guy with a gun there saying, feed your people? As far as I know, we don't. Right now, the Venezuelan vice president is in Russia. She's chilling in Russia. So if we do have a guy with a gun there, that'd be crazy. But genuinely, I don't know. I haven't seen any, reports that we do have somebody there. I just know that, Trump said, hey, we're taking over. And the Venezuelan government said, lol, actually, the vice president's taking over. So, I don't know. Morality is relative, but it's like some moralities are more moral than others. A morality system promotes stuff like incest, killing non-believers. It's definitely not worth keeping. I agree, Ambro. I think we can make good judgment calls thanks to being educated folk on what is good and bad morality. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, Fell Runner, that's my thought process too. It's going to be 4 weeks of what the fuck is going on, and then we'll figure it out. We have a dude saying free these people and feed them behind the scenes. I mean, maybe Icehouse, but also maybe we don't. I mean, what are you, I guess, basing your, because you seem pretty, confident that we have somebody back there. So my question is, what are you basing that off of? Gaza due to be a resort town any day now? It's going to happen, bro. It's going to happen, all right? You're going to find me chilling on a Gaza beach, sipping Mai Tais, drinking screwdrivers, and watching the waves, brother. Watching the waves. And eating cookies. Because they won't be used for rockets. Oh, okay. All right, holy fuck. But there have been at least 4 sources. That was about 17 hours ago. I was Delta Force in Iraq. We took care of so many families. I was Delta Force in Iraq. We took care of so many families. Icehouse, that's cool, but I don't think that answers my question personally. Thank you for your service, by the way. Really appreciate it. Joseph, hey, serious question. Why is the grilling position not apathy, not my problem, nothing happens? You said this was like a centrist grilling thing. I wonder why you're so interested in this topic then. Joseph, probably because I feel politically homeless. Shut the fuck up, fella. It's almost goddamn 3 a.m. My wife is going to kill me. She's going to be like, what the fuck are you doing coming to bed? You should just go sleep on the couch. God damn it. Real talk, Joseph. I believe that what we have in the United States right now is two factions totally unwilling to communicate, totally unwilling to see eye to eye. I think I'm not going to Icehouse, I'm not going to use fucking TikTok as my goddamn source of information. Nothing against you. I can't do it personally. It kills me. Well, damn. Okay, look at all you fucking guys getting up early morning. Well, it's fucking late, and my wife is going to kill me because I still have to do stuff. I don't really like Twitter either, but okay, fine. Fair enough. Sure, Icehouse, sure. MySpace? Nobody uses MySpace. Come on, dog. You lying. You're so late, Europeans are breaching the walls. No, I know. I'm never going to stream this late again. I'm really sorry, guys. You guys are going to be up here for all this shit. Anyway, to go back to the grilling question, Joseph, it's important to me because I feel like the best way for me, as a sane, what I see as a sane, normal, centrally kind of American, is I need to be aggressively normal, which means that I need to research, I need to be in these spaces where there are these crazy fucking people. I need to be like, hey guys, have you ever thought about, instead of it being either all death or, all life, what if there's a middle here? What if instead of going all crazy one way or all crazy another, we try to be normal in the middle? So that's why I'm like here. That's why I'm talking about things. That's why I'm talking about things I find important, why I'm doing so much. Because I want, ultimately, I want my society to go back to normal. I want to go back to a time where people can argue and talk, not even argue, just talk about difference of opinions and be chill and vibe and move on. That's what I want. Cable Hugh, I can see the reasoning for behind us becoming the global peace force after World War II, but it should have stopped after the USSR. We have no business taking over other countries, and we can't even take care of our own. Cable, I agree with you. I think if we're going to put, I think, hold on, I agree with you to a point, because I think we can do it all. I genuinely do. I think the United States can do it all. If anybody can do it, we can. I can explain it later, but I'm also really tired and trying to... Holy fuck. Are you also streaming on YouTube? Because I can't see half the comments. Yes, Ambro, I am streaming on YouTube. So we're not taking over countries. All right, bud. Have a good one, man. I need to go to bed too, bro. I'm fucking dying here, but people are talking, so it's fun. So Ice House, maybe we're not taking over countries, but we are we're imposing our will on countries without using diplomacy. We're using force. And you're a smart guy, so you know what soft power is. We've used up like all of our soft power, and I feel like by using up our soft power, we don't have as much give for a lot of these countries to be like, yeah, you know, yes, we did take Maduro, but like, look at what we're doing for these other countries. We're doing good around the world, right? It just doesn't feel like that anymore, you know? Like with Bin Laden and who else? I mean, hey man, if I can't convince you, I can't convince you. It's fine. It's just how it goes. That's why I like these conversations. I want to go back to a time when everybody could agree that breaking the law was illegal immigration, that Islam wasn't a religion of peace. So, I mean, breaking the law is illegal, Ambro, but I'm going to ask, do you ever speed? Have you ever... Holy fuck, don't do that to me, Fel. 3 a.m. sleepy sim on CNN without a mockler? I couldn't do that. Bro, are you kidding me? 3 a.m.? Mm-mm. I'm just going to, like, have my dog and be like, look, anyway, look at my puppy. My puppy is so cute. Holy fuck. Ambro, I forgot where I was going with my other point, so you can roast me for that. None of the Abrahamic religions aren't religions of peace. That's Buddhism. Buddhism is pretty peaceful. You gotta do good dharma to get good karma, bro. I remember that. That's about all I remember from when I learned about fucking Buddhism. Anyway, I lost my train of thought, which means that I'm totally gone. Roasted, thank you. Yeah, if I get caught, I don't expect the main political parties to say that I shouldn't be punished. That would be immoral to punish me. That's fair. That's fair, Ambro. That's fair. Yeah. I don't know. Because there's so many different, like, subsections of, like, how we get immigrants here. So, like, you know, it's one of those topics that I need to be fully awake, caffeine for, and it's not 3 a.m. for me to really discuss, you know? Would you like for me to bring a Venezuelan onto the chat? Well, I mean, Ice House, I've already said that I think that, like, the taking of Maduro was probably a moral net good, even if I disagree with it for, like, legal reasons for the country, for my country. Ice House, I'm gonna do one last thing. Yeah, nobody's arguing that Maduro was good. Nobody's saying that. I'm gonna do one last thing. I'm gonna introduce you to the demographic transition model. Hopefully this lands the way I want it to. And if it doesn't, that's okay. I'm gonna try. Everybody knows Maduro is bad. All right, so this, I'm gonna move my face. I'm gonna make my face smaller so you can see it a little better. This is the demographic transition model. Just because Vens does not want to make it smart or good move for the US. Yep. Anyway, when it comes to immigrants, all right, let me just explain it. Stage one, no country, no matter how poor, unless you are a undiscovered tribe in the Amazon, you're not a stage one. This is no healthcare. Maduro did get some find out, yes. This is children take care of parents. There's no contraceptives at all. This is like prior to any kind of industrialization. Next is stage two. This is where we hit industrialization. This green line, this is our birth rate. You can see it already kind of start to dip. The blue line here, I would make it black personally, just because it's mortality. It's your mortality rate. How many people are dying? And then your red is your population size. Okay. So in this stage two, where we have industrialization taking off, you got healthcare increasing, more hospitals, you got vaccinations, better doctors. That means people are still having kids like we're in stage 1, right? We're still having a ton of kids. But these kids are surviving. They're lasting longer. People are dying less. They're living longer, which means our population, instead of kind of like middling along, it's getting a real big boom. Stage 3 is where you kind of transition from an industrial to post-industrial society. This is where people need stop having as many kids because you stop needing them. Because eventually you gotta feed all those fucking mouths. You being a badass ice house, you got your 5 kids. Personally, I don't think I could do 5 kids. So God bless you, dude. God bless you. But essentially, like, contraceptives become available, which means that people are going to have less kids. The more women are educated, the less likely they are to, like, essentially hold on to, like, a family, like a father, or, I'm sorry, a patriarchal figure, and be like, hey, man, I'm sticking with the man. That's all I can do. That's the best I got. That's the best chance I have. Women don't have to do that as much in stage 3. Population size still increased because we still have a bunch of healthcare increases. All of this leading to stage 4, where a lot of places are now, where you still have a high population and you have to support that high population, but we're not having babies. People aren't dying as much, which means as our population is going up. So, Ambro, that's immigration. Immigration is how, when you hit stage 5, when your birth rate here decreases beneath your mortality rate, like being in Japan, the stage 5 country, the way that you make, the way that you keep, like, your population from falling, from stagnating, is through immigration. I'm not talking about free immigration. I don't want free immigration. Ambro, people have been immigrating to the United States for literally since before it was the United States. They've been integrating successfully since before it was the United States. I don't think I don't want just free, unfettered immigration. What I'm talking about is I'm trying to explain, like, why immigration is important. If you want the same quality of life you have today, if you want the same quality of life you had yesterday, you have to have immigrants. Yes. No, absolutely not, Ambro. I'm not talking about mass immigration. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, like, how people, like, people don't like immigration. I'm trying to explain why we do it anyway. Because I feel like if you can understand the base levels why we do things, you can extrapolate up and be like, oh shit, I understand. Do you have a woman, or are you gay? Don't want to hurt your feelings. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I have a wife. She loves me very much, except for she's mad at me because it's almost 3 a.m. Yeah, absolutely, Ambro. We're in the same spot. We're in the same spot. Thank you, buddy. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. I was just explaining immigration. That's all. And Ice House, even if you did say something mean, you're not gonna hurt my feelings, dog. It's the internet. I mean, you're like words on a screen to me, even though you're a real person with real shit. It's kind of a crazy thought. I'm not gonna get too esoteric with it. But, oh, I know. Dude, even if you were trying to be mean, it's fine. I got binders full of it. Dude, unironically, all right? My dog's a girl. My cat's a girl. My wife. It's kind of gay. Fellas, I don't know if you've heard, but it's actually gay to like women because women like men and liking men is gay. So, gotcha. Anyway, yeah, I got binders full of women, bro. I got binders and binders full. Anyway, yeah. It's 3 a.m., guys. I was totally not thinking I would be streaming this long. Germany, main cities during celebrations, usually the difference between regulated and unregulated immigration. Ambro, if I ever got to go to Germany during anything, that'd be fucking lit, dude. I'd love that. If you touch your dick when you jack off, you're gay. Fair. Ice House, have a good one, brother. Appreciate you stopping by. Everybody could be chatbots. You never know. NC, GA, I'll respect you even if I don't necessarily like your football team. It's okay. But real talk. Anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed. It's been fun. I've had a great time. True, Ambro. If you got grippies, you're gay. Anyway, guys, don't forget to like, comment, favorite, subscribe. If you like me chatting political bullshit, I can always switch my channel on YouTube over to this stuff. Right now, it's just gaming shit and it doesn't go anywhere. So Georgia's great. North Carolina's great too. Puerte, have a good one. My Euro cucks, have a great one. We love you guys, even if you're not Americans. It's okay. Kisses, kissy. I gotta go to bed. I usually stream from 7:30 p.m. Eastern to 9:30 p.m. Eastern, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But that is changing to probably more. 7:30 to 9:30. Guys, don't leave yet. Hold on. Please, please. Okay, you're good. All right. Like I said, oh, thank you so much, Fel. I appreciate it. I need to get 500 on fucking YouTube so I can get monetized. Good, good. Don't use Twitch. Use YouTube. I want to get monetized on YouTube now. I'm already monetized on Twitch. Anyway, you guys have a good one. I will catch you next time. I appreciate you stopping by. This has been a solid time. If you're new here, I appreciate you. If you're old here, fucking old, lol, loser. What are you doing? It's Saturday night. It's Sunday morning. Go get drunk. Kidding. I love you guys. Have a good one, and we'll see you next time. Probably Monday. I'm probably not going to stream tomorrow. I'm fucking tired. Have a good one, guys. Goodbye. Grill salam alaikum to you too, sir.